Yo, peace and love, yo. Told y'all we'll be right back. Flat Power, man. It's good to be live over here. Salutes to all of y'all, though. What's good, Marlon? What's good, D. Allen and Jay Scaramella? Let me wrench you up, Jay. Over here. Shout out to Marlon, J. D. Allen, Hammers Facts, Candy Swig, Rose, Peabody Grind, AJ Davies, Wisdom Thought, Frankie, Boyd, Nicholas, Lawrence, Fusion, Flowski. Look, man, shout out to the chat room. People, I don't know how many people we gonna get in here or how the show gonna go. I didn't rehearse for nothing. I didn't plan nothing. I just simply wanted to go live on Flat Power. That's it. So here we are. Just wanted. I haven't been over here live in a minute. So even though I did have a stream today, I just wanted to go live on Flat Power. I hope y'all appreciate it. I didn't plan nothing. I just said, man, let's just have a big think tank, drop the link and just, what I'm saying, build with the community like the good old days. So salutes to all of y'all, man. Flat mother effing power. There we are. Okay. The floor is open and anyone can join at any given time. And if no one join, then hey, I'll maybe make beats or something, because honestly, I didn't plan nothing. This is for y'all. It's just a community call-in show. And other than that, I'll entertain you with one of my other talents or something until we can get a globe earther or like someone calling in. If that works for y'all, then give me some flat power, some fireballs. Let me know, okay, we can rock with that, Sanchez, because really, some people say you probably shouldn't just go live if you don't have no direction or nothing like that. You wasting the people time. But I haven't been live on Flat Power in a minute. And people love this channel, Flat Power. Everybody already know it's a big community. And I'm putting some love on my baby. But I am going to be uploading a lot of edited Flat Earth videos. Just the same arguments we've been making, but just presenting them in an edited way over here just to feed the channel. And, of course, I'm going to be doing more debates. But I definitely got to debate somebody more than Craig, I'm not sending those. I don't want Craig to look at this and feel no kind of way. But, we need fresh opponents for real. What's good, AJ Davis? How you doing?
What's brother? Up with it, my G? Man, I just wanted to chime in on suppose it's supposed to be a moon landing they was gonna do, and then they pulled the plug on it recently. And I'm trying to figure out if anybody heard about that. They changed their mind. They don't want to go back to the moon no more. Have you heard that?
No, bro. Fill us in on that one.
Supposedly it was supposed to be a mission where they were supposed to go back to the moon. And here recently, they decided not to. They pulled the plug on it, said they couldn't. I don't know. It was some kind of reason why they couldn't get the diagnostics or something. They pulled the plug on it, bro.
Damn, bro. That's fucking crazy right there. We was gonna go to the moon,
but supposedly they was gonna go back, and they pulled the plug on it, my G.
You know that sure the last debate that I had against Craig was about the moon landings, and one of my argument was, why haven't we been back? And he said, we are going back. And now they done put the plug.
They pulled the plug.
Wow. I really want to give him a gotcha. You know what, man? If the community, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to invite Craig on for the next show, and I'm going to let Flat Power kind of interrogate him. He don't mind a hot seat. But that'll be a good time to invite Craig back, because you just said we going back. And guess what? Put the plug on it, bro. What you gonna say?
Pull the plug on it.
I want to hear what you think they gonna say. That's funny. Like, Shout out Redden, Marlon, Sake, no leg. What's up, my brother?
What's up? What's up, my dog?
Optimus 13.
That's
I
fucking.
always have questions for him. I always have questions. You know, I got the rinse and repeat theory, and they should have been back every week.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? There should be a
Come
base
on
on the moon right now.
Come on now. Because if you look at it, Marlon, the moon is the first planet we colonizing.
Exactly.
Man, if they was really going to the moon, bro, niggas will pay anything to go to the damn moon, bro. Niggas, it be
They
people
be lining
lined
up
up
like it
paying.
was
It's people paying
Alaska Airlines.
But think about this.
$5,000 to take a picture of Chris Brown. You don't think they'll pay to go to the moon?
Come on, but look, how you telling me we got people orbiting the Earth at all times in the ISS, but it ain't people stationed on the moon 24/7?
Come on.
What's easier now? Ain't it easier to build you some little terrariums on a stable surface than float around at the speed of 4 times of a bullet, switching shifts every fucking day? Or every whichever they switch it every like year or something. My bad. But
they said Elon canceled a Mars mission too.
See what I'm saying? Because you know why? Because they know these people so stupid, we can just tell them we gone, that's enough, and oh, we changed our mind, but that's still enough to give them the effect like, but we can't do it though if we want to.
Well, what about all the money they was given to go?
That's the ripoff.
Last night I was looking at a documentary that was working on the Operation Fishbowl, and he was talking about how he found out that it's a barrier and how they couldn't crack it and all that. Like he go into depth about it. It was deep too. I'm gonna send it to your mail, Gmail in a minute. I'm driving my daughter around the neighborhood and her Bentley. Hold on.
Let me do it. I got 15 people on that goal. I didn't mean to do that. Let me do another goal. It's supposed to be 10. Shout out to everyone. Make sure y'all vote, man. Put your vote up on the poll. What made you first question the globe model? Salutes to the community. Flat power. But yeah, man, everybody backing out at the same time. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
The Freemasons are gaslighting on a crazy level.
Can we request the money back since they backing out?
Right.
Because it's
They
tax.
said they had hydrogen issues on the moon. That's why they didn't do Artemis 3, because they had hydrogen issues. It said technical issues including hydrogen leaks and SOL rockets communication drop up, and we need to further do safety checks because they know they can't go.
What?
And what's crazy about the story that the guy was talking about? Remember that movie in King Kong when he threw the stick at the sky and it had that octagon grid on it? That's what the guy was explaining when it was on the little island in the middle of the ocean. He was talking about how they was on the island in the middle of the ocean, and when they hit the firmament the first time, it didn't do nothing. And then they did it the second time, and they kind of cracked it, and it showed the real sky had like an octagon shape, and the stars wasn't even like it was. I'm about to send it to you though. It's crazy though. I gotta send it. Hold on.
Now, peep game, right? Peep game. Anybody ever seen a rainbow and the rainbow is just so vivid to you, but you bend a corner and now the rainbow just disappeared? See how the rainbow is kind of like a mirage that it requires you to be at a certain angle to see it, even though it's there. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the stars is the same way, and this is a result of the fact that remember that Freemason video where the Mason was showing us how the stars is projected from the ground from 0 degrees at the North Pole. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. So if the stars are being projected from the ground, that means we can fly above the stars to a point where we won't be at that mirage angle to even see them. Therefore, when astronauts get the so-called space, we don't see stars in space or below. That's just no stars. And the truth is that why come when we get to a certain height, the stars disappear? It's because the stars are not in space up there in the firmament. The stars are just an illusion projected on the firmament from the ground. And when you get above that illusion, you can't see it no more, just like you not being at the right angle for that rainbow, because the stars were literally created for you to see them from the ground. If you're in the sky, it don't even make sense to be able to see them.
And that makes sense.
It really calls into question what we're in. What the hell is this place? You know what I mean? Like, it don't make no sense. Because if you can see the stars from here, but you can't see them up there, we're like, what are we playing with here? You know what I mean? Like,
and it was talking about how the Earth is like a living organism, and when they cracked it, the scientists called it a frigid because there was a white blood cell cleaning his healing his cut. Like when you got a cut and you got your white blood cells fight to heal it. Like I'm looking for the thing right now, Sanchez. You got to check it out because they literally were telling the truth.
Okay, yeah, pull it up. Another thing I wanted to address, like within the whole flat earth community, is like the whole concept of the moon being a projection of earth. That's a bunch of pseudo stuff right there that's hiding the truth too. That's a psyop.
But it could be a reflection that they are seeing, though. If the
but
sun,
why? How come the stars can be a projection but not the moon?
I ain't say the moon can't be a projection. I think all of that shit a projection. I don't think that the spots we see on the moon are true or representation of like some map on the ground is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't like that shit either. That shit was weird to me. I checked it out and it didn't add up much.
Yeah, man. People they like doing superimpositions, and that's what the enemy doing when he deceiving us. So I don't play that game.
There's so many crazy little wackos came out of flat earth, like those blood, like the people with the blood dripping the blood, and they made some kind of weird oath.
Yep.
It was weird.
See, and that's why I separate us from all that, because a lot of that stuff is psyops to make everyone look stupid, man.
Totally.
And I ain't saying, because can't nobody say, well, ain't we supposed to be thinking open-minded? Yeah, but without letting our brain fall out, though.
you're right, without throwing common sense out the window.
Right.
That's that's a military technique, though. They use it in other countries to destabilize whole societies. Was the white rabbit kind of like technique where you make everybody follow white rabbit down some kind of like bullshit path of knowledge, and you get everybody confused and at odds with each other, and you can destabilize a whole community of people that way. They do it now with the internet, but they do it as a war tactic too.
It's just so many different communities being formed off of for example, right? You got the whole the meltology thing. Now that's a big community. They don't like me, right? They think I'm an agent, but I want to do one thing. I want to debate the dude, right? Jerry the Camp. I've talked to him before. My whole thing is this right here, bro. They're using the petrified giants to hide Tartaria. Now, this is what I know. A lot of people that's into the mythology, they ain't up on the Tartarian stuff. So they'll see like this one picture that went viral. They got this big giant. It's a stone giant. People say that's a giant frozen in time. And I'm like, bro, that's proof of Tartaria and that people was carving big ass structures like them Olmec heads. That's like us looking at them Olmec heads saying, look at that frozen giant.
But we don't. But Meltology doesn't think that they're giants. That is a psyops. What's happening is the Meltology people, there's like a firewall. So a lot of people are not seeing the real Meltology shit. It's being censored unless you
being infiltrated. I got you.
Yeah, unless you really research, like if you join some of those groups, and you got to catch the way Facebook is designed, you got to catch it when the right shit is up. Otherwise, you miss it, and that happens a lot too.
No,
but what I'm trying to say,
because
there's a lot of
Remember, I described a real methodology to you that day. When you know how when shit is like ice cream melting and the bubbles in it and shit.
Yeah, dude. The meltology shit goes deep when you start to understand what the bricks do when they heat up and how it's a lot to it. You'll start seeing it repeated over and over, the pattern. And before we didn't know why does that building look like that? It used to look like perfect red brick, but now with this big ass stones that are like look like they were kind of like tetra, like all that's because of the brick got
Where
heated
you
up.
see it? What state they was in?
Hold on, let me just say this. The bricks get heated up and they turn to big old balloons and rocks and shit, and then it all change.
Where is it?
Oh wait, I thought I lost you. It all changes the whole structure of it all. And so this you only see when you study some of the real metallurgy heads who demonstrate it in pictures through like a presentation. They'll be like, check out, they'll explain to you, see,
Where
over here you can see how it's perfect, and over here you can see how
though? Where is the object? Where place at?
all over the world.
Where? Be specific. Be specific. What place? Name one area.
Oh, we're living on top of a structure right now, man. You don't get
Yeah,
it. Like,
I mean,
Can you
yeah,
name an area like New York in this
we
place right here?
definitely
Like,
know the whole world at some point had lost the true ground level. Like we know that we ain't seeing the ground floor of any of these buildings and shit, and that there's a whole nother level of.
I can state it succinctly. I can state it real succinctly. We live in a pan. Pandora got flooded, and what we call continents and islands are nothing but gigantic, melted, destroyed structures that remain above the floodwaters. We built these structures, but it's too hard to fathom until you study metallurgy and it hits you one day. You'll be blown away that we're living on top of a structure that we built, and the oceans used to not be there.
can you name one place where I can look at an object and see where it's at? Can I look at it? Like where?
Go to the channel Tartarian Meltdown. I said it before. I'll say it again. Tartarian Meltdown.
Listen, bro.
And
I'm
start
asking you,
watching.
like, you know how you can say, go to the Penn Station and look at this monument. Can you direct me to an area where you can look at a building and say this looked like it was meltology? Can you point to a
Yeah,
building?
you can look at the buildings in the Middle East.
No, hold on. I'm asking him. I need
Okay.
him.
Pockets of survival is what we call them. So even in the Grand Canyon, there's pockets of survival. You'll see structures within the mountain that are pockets of survival, but we're not allowed to even go to those areas. They keep people out of the area where you see like real pyramids in the Grand Canyon. The whole thing used to be a civilization. We're looking at a gigantic destroyed civilization.
He's right.
Those are built. Those are buildings. Mountains are melted buildings. We don't get it. It's scary when you find out. It blew me away just like flat Earth blew me away.
I'll give y'all an example of what he's saying, right? If you look at this image right here, you can see how they telling us that there was a civilization that carved their houses into, right? Hold on, AJ. So they're telling us that there's a civilization that carved their houses into this mountain, but that ain't true. The truth is that this entire mountain was a beautiful building that melted like ice cream, and the rooms in that building would have been at the top up here, where you see the top of the mountain at, which would have been the original ground level up there. But soon as this building melted, all of those rooms were like air bubbles and ice cream. They sunk to the bottom that we see here, and it warped the whole structure. We're not looking at people that literally carved this madness. This don't even look livable. Who would live in this? So it's definitely a war. I totally understand what you're saying. I see it.
But there's tons more pictures. You always show this one, which is dope that you show one at least. But there's thousands of fucking locations.
Thank you, Sanchez, for showing an example.
Yeah,
I got you. I got because I want you to know, Retton is doing a good thing here. He's making clarity happen. We need that on these shows.
Word. They're not carved into the mountain. They've been telling us for a minute that they carved that into the mountain, and it's all carved from one piece of marble. That's a nice story. but it's not the truth. We're looking at a pocket of survival only. The rest of the mountain used to be the part of the structure, and that's why we can't fathom it. We can't fathom it because we're like, how could a structure be as big as that mountain and span all the way across? The eye can see. Yes, that's what we can't. I can't understand it either. How did we build something so huge? But you gotta. We were giant. We were like 70 feet tall.
You know what? We can't really understand now. I'll debate you about the giants. I believe in giants, but I don't exaggerate it. But here's the thing. I think that if you're gonna hollow out all the space we see in this mountain right here, just like the Dogon, the Pygmy tribe, right? Let me show you something. Watch this. I've been studying these for a while. Watch this. Pygmy cave dwellings. The Pygmy cave dwellings may be a result of the same thing, because it's like, why are they underground? See, this was a civilization that was below the ground we walking on, and we living on top of that civilization. But what they call underground cave cities was literally the original ground level. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like when the dirt covered everything over, we start calling this a cave system under the ground, when literally that was the original ground level we was building on, with civilization that was just buried and wiped out, if that make any sense. So
Sanchez, on the Matrix movie, how they say these tunnels used to be cities that span thousands of miles, and they used to travel through these. They're telling you something. Yep. We built these structures and we could travel inside the structure. There was living inside the structure too, and on top. So that's why there are locations underground that are fucking just like cities still.
And that's why the Grand Canyon's so important, because when you walking in the Grand Canyon, you walking on the original ground level when you walking at the bottom of the canyon versus the people at the top. Yeah.
Hey Sanchez, right. I sent it to your email. It's called, you'll see it say, "We Can't Leave Earth." Check that out.
Gotcha. For sure. We finna pull that up now.
This shit sounds crazy, I know, but I just wanted to let you guys know what I found out. And if you start studying the meltology, you'll see how crazy the past really is.
So what melted everything?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Motherfucking dragon. I watch Game of Thrones. Motherfucking dragon hit that shit or what?
I got you. So here go the good part, right? Whoever seen the Terminator movie, when everyone looked up in the sky and it turned bright white, it just was like a big fucking white nuclear explosion. Remember Terminator when that part happened? Listen.
Yeah.
They get that based upon what people wrote in their diaries, right? They said that it was explosions around the world that was so big. And I'm going to tell y'all what I think. I think we was using these big ass like bombs that they threaten in the world that can reset the earth. You can call them nuclear bombs. You can debate on the technology, but they use some technology that they claim has never been used on the earth before, but it was used to wipe out Tartaria, and it can be used again. And that's the crazy part. The crazy part is this is real stuff, because people wrote about it who survived it, and it was only like a few million people on Earth after that. That was a reset, and this is recorded in history that the population went from 10 billion plus to millions. Something happened, and guess what? After whatever happened, the original ground level on Earth was replaced, and it was a pile of what they call, this ground we walking on now, it ain't the real ground level, y'all. And check it out. That's why shit don't grow the way it's supposed to grow. Back in the old Earth, shit grew so potent you ain't even have to dig. They said back in the old world, you can just drop a seed on the ground, it'll start growing. Now that's true today, but the soil ain't as fertile as it used to be, because we ain't on the original ground level. But check this out, right? Whatever happened on this earth, people wrote about it. They said that the sky got so bright that you can close your eyes and put your hand in front of your eyes and you still be blinded. Now think about that, let that sink in a minute. because there's only one thing that I know like that, and that's electromagnetic type EMP, something that could cause tons and tons and tons of debris and dirt to just be lifted up into the atmosphere because the ground is shaking and distorting so crazy. I couldn't even explain it to y'all. It's like the very fabric of reality is being shaken. I can show you videos that can give an example of these explosions, but this what was used all over the world. And the crazy thing about that technology, after it was used, the year following that, there was no summer. And the sun went away for a year. So that's proof that it was so much dirt kicked up in the sky that it took it a year for people to get from under this dust cloud that was up there. And it caused them to have a year without a summer. And when all that dust fell back down, it covered up the original ground level. And that's what people call a mud flood. Here go proof right here. Here go proof. Now, when you go look up this stuff, they say, well, the humans back then was so dirty. They was throwing their trash in the street, and they let the trash build up so much that it created a whole nother level all around the earth now. On these, now listen, who gonna build a building that beautiful just to throw their trash outside every day and bury themselves in filth? So if people don't want to believe what I'm saying, then the only alternative you left with is what the liars and the experts saying. Filthy people who built beautiful buildings. Do that make sense? Bro, so they don't want to talk about how all this stuff, how did the first couple 10 floors of all these buildings get buried? And I can show you this all over the world. We not walking on the true ground. So what could cause that? And then everything I'm telling you, it line up with some kind of big cataclysm. They don't want us to know because they was the ones used the technology to wipe our ancestors out.
They turned the magical kingdom into a wilderness. That's what happened. Because like when you see desert, like Death Valley, it's another place where it goes really low. But you see desert, and all you see is dirt for miles and miles. But imagine it used to be perfectly symmetrical stone built like a structure, articulated perfectly and beautifully. That's what it used to be. It was giant, and that's why I know we were giants, because we could walk across that pretty quickly. As big, we were really big. But yeah, it was like perfectly like deserts are now destroyed sand, but it used to be perfectly articulated structures, and it was all one big giant structure that we built. But it sounds crazy, but that's the truth.
Now, this is what I think. I think that when we read the Bible and the book of Revelation, we don't really know where we at in it. And I think the part when they broke the sixth seal, Revelation 6 and 12, the sky turns black like sackcloth. That's what I'm telling y'all, the year without a summer. See, we're in the part of Revelation where the apocalyptic shit, a lot of that shit already happened, in my opinion. Because look, in my opinion, I think we're in the part of Revelation where the beast is already ruling the earth. He finna start chipping his people up, and it's just peace. It's like the AI shit, right? I know what's going on with Trump and all that, but it's more so for to implement certain technologies into the world than it is to go out into an all-out war. That's what World War III is. World War III is a worldwide drill, like the pandemic, right? To where it ain't gonna be this big worldwide devastation that we think. It's just gonna be so much fear and scare tactics used from the propaganda that we're able to implement these radical new agendas they want to bring forth. All they need is a few bombings, to get everybody saying, yeah, whatever we gotta do to end the war. And then to me, I think they're gonna use this, because in my opinion, I don't think the people in power want a big all-out world war like we had back in the day. I think they have an agenda to reset the systems on Earth, and everything they do now is just to give us an excuse to go ahead and bring forth all the resetting of everything. But I'll fall back.
You know,
another thing they said about the sky was
trying to
when they cracked the sky, they said the light coming in there was so bright that it's blinding. They couldn't even see. That's how much light was pouring through when they cracked it. Now I sent it to your inbox and I said, please look at it tonight, man. It's some stuff it's some stuff I want you to see. So check it out, bro.
These modern
Check your
wars,
email, make sure you got it, Sanchez.
Real quick, the half dome. The half dome, Yosemite has the half dome. That was a giant building, and probably half of it broke off or some shit. But that's a good example of that was a building, but now it's a giant. It got turned to stone by Medusa.
Bro, say by Medusa.
Vaguely said, my brother.
but I think these wars are really to cover up the evidence, because they're having all these wars in the old world and destroying all these buildings that are all over the world right now. When you look at the Capitol buildings and buildings that are built in that style all over the world, there underneath it is tunnel systems that go all throughout the land that they're on, like over there, especially in the Middle East. Over there, those cities you see on top, they're bigger underneath them. Even over here, we got that. Most of the reason they don't want you to go in the Grand Canyon is from the tunnels underground over there. And if anybody's ever watched a show called My Lunch Break, it's like you're going to binge watch the whole thing. Once you start looking at it, you're going to want to see every episode, because
It's called The History of Flat Earth. It's like 5 hours. I know what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about My Lunch Break.
It's on there. It's on that channel too.
Yeah, but that's that channel. They go through all of he bring up all of these buildings and what they tell you versus what it is.
When you talking about the buildings that have power and have a node, and the top of them had copper and brass and all that.
Yeah, all of
in
that.
the churches.
Yeah, man. We up on all, and see, here go the thing. What I was saying, the Tartarian people still, and I hate to sound egotistical. See, they still don't even know that the Vatican is a squatters group that came and squatted on. See, here go the thing. What they don't realize. Tartarian is being hidden by the Vatican. All of these, let me show y'all something real quick. Watch this. Watch this. All of these buildings around the world that are made in this style, we call those religious architecture. That's a lie. These buildings that was not no Vatican Roman Catholic Church stuff. The civilization that created this style of architecture all around the world was part of one giant network of free energy. And these buildings are like, we're literally looking at energy plants. And we don't know that because we are used. Let me just share some with y'all real quick. Just let me cook a minute. This is the kind of energy plant we're used to seeing. And that's because we are post-apocalyptic civilization that lost the knowledge of clean energy. Now, we think people in the past didn't have electricity, which is why we say we don't know how the pyramids were built, because they weren't carving rock against rock with their hand to get them precision cuts. So we know they had to have some kind of electric tools. It's impossible, right? So we don't know, because we can't find the energy technology that they was using, is because it's hidden right in our face. The very buildings that we think were built just to look all beautiful, this ain't really beautiful architecture. We're looking at electromagnetic instruments. Like this, for example, we may walk up to this and say, man, that's a beautiful pyramid. That's an antenna to receive energy from the ether, and the energy have to calibrate and basically filter itself through each one of these layers as it come down. You see, it's put down from the top one. That's when it's at its most violent form. As it passed through each one of these, it's like speed bumps. So that by the time the energy get here, it's usable. It ain't violent. Now, I ain't giving you a real in-depth technical explaining. I'm giving you layman's terms of how I think this stuff works. This is technological instrument. We're looking at energy plants right in front of our face, but we don't realize that during this time, the way the energy was drawn was built into the architecture of the building itself. They didn't have a system where here go a big old ugly dirty energy plant and everybody just plug into that shit and keep feeding it. And if that energy plant get destroyed, the whole grid go down. Nope. Back in the old days, if this place right here lost power, everything else kept going because everything was built autonomous as its own receiver of energy from the ether. That'll be like me selling you a cell phone without a battery because I built the cell phone to power itself with the sky. You don't need no energy for nothing you used back in the day. So when they say, how did the Antikytherian mechanism work? It worked because it wirelessly received energy from the ether. That's what moved all them parts, but they ain't telling us about that.
Facts. Sound and vibration.
So like you can have like the day if a country bomb our power plants, we're through. But back in the day, they would have to bomb each individual house because the way that we powered everything was every single object that was built in a way. That's like I got a watch, right? I got a Nixon watch. It costs $150, but the reason I bought it from a military, you need a good. The reason about this watch, right? And these watches can be expensive. This Nixon watch, all you gotta do is wear it to power it, y'all. If you wear it, you never gotta change the battery. And this thing will just keep going. So let's say the grid go out. Certain stuff will just be working because the sun out or the stars out. Like, and just hear me out, right? Every time the grid go out, these old buildings don't lose power. You would think when the grid go out, the oldest buildings ought to be messed up first because they primitive, right? Nope. When the grid go out, the newest shit be out and the oldest structures still working. These big churches and old built because they ain't hooked up to the grid. They ain't hooked up.
Put a picture of that giant horseshoe magnet and they got people walking under it looking at it, but it's a giant horseshoe magnet. I'll put it in the chat right now.
You know how what I'm describing is got to be a gigantic scale? Well, I started noticing that on the Star Wars movies, if you watch like when they're showing the Jedi out the window, they're kind of showing you what the cities used to look like in some scenes in those movies and in a few other sci-fi movies. But like you see, as far as I can see, but it's technology, like it's built, but it goes all the way out to the horizon. It's gigantic.
See that? See the back chat?
They're showing.
Right.
They're showing us exactly how it looks.
I see it.
That's a giant horseshoe magnet.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. People didn't just build vain art.
Beautiful, exactly. Everything was pulling power, like you said.
You got these bridges all around the world and ain't no water or nothing going. I mean, people don't build a bridge to go across nothing. And again, like you said, I've been telling folks they're hiding these horseshoe magnets. And that's what the goddess Nut is, man. She put the net in magnet. That's Nut. Because remember now, the Egyptians were part of Tartaria, and I'm telling y'all, Giza ain't no more than 500 years old. Now, let's talk about that.
Let's get into it.
I think it's much older than 500 years. Might like 500,000 years old.
Nah, that's what they want you to think.
Yeah, the people who gave us that is because they had to make this. What happened, Marlon? What we call Tartaria, This was when Columbus showed up, Marlon, he didn't see barefoot jungle dwelling Indians. He saw advanced civilizations that built the stuff that I'm showing you right now. Like what I'm showing you now, this building here is like 400, 500, somewhere years old. Columbus and them, when they came to America, these were the structures they saw, but they lied like Columbus saw primitive people. So think about this now. The reason they had to put some more time and create the ancient world is because the people that took over, they gave us the Bible. But remember, we wrote the Bible. So what did they give us? What happened was they was taking the Bible was never meant to be taken literally. They started making people take it literally to hide the true knowledge of resurrection. But when they did that, they revised it to say that the children of God is Israel, and then they wrote themselves into history, starting with Adam being the first forefather of their lineage. Now watch this. That's what created the concept of the ancient world, because when the Bible say in the beginning, Egypt ain't created yet. Think about what I'm saying, everybody. The people that gave you this concept of in the beginning with Adam and Eve, when they wrote that, the pyramids was standing in the background. But they was writing a lie to buy time, to say when we showed up, when none of this shit here. And our people showed up first because our father name is Adam. Do you see what they're doing? Think about this. You're a damn barbarian in somebody else's land. You're telling their future generation a new history starting with Adam and Eve in the Bible. You ain't telling them, hey, just a few hundred years ago, not even 300, I wiped out your very advanced empire. Just yesterday, not 300 million years ago, just yesterday, you was a god. Just I would say 400 years ago. That's how long we've been slaves. Yeah. And before that, we was in a utopia of stone technological empires. We weren't jungle dwellers. But the people, here go the thing. They got to start the world over and say, guess what? When we show in the beginning, there was no fucking body. And then our forefather Adam showed up and everybody came through him. And if everybody claim lineage through Adam, which you're doing when you become a believer, then guess what? The people who are the bosses in Adam's seed is the Jews. If you go with the Bible, you going with the synagogue of Satan, you giving them power. So that's what I'm saying. And you going with the concept of an ancient world that's in the beginning, and then Adam coming, and later Egypt get built, and then the children of Israel get held captive in Egypt, and that start the whole reason for why we in Iran now, because we got to give Israelites back their promised land, right? So that's what happened. That's what, when really, if people realize ain't no such thing as an ancient story of in the beginning. That's why I said Egypt ain't old. Because either Egypt is old or Egypt is new, and that's basically what the information present. It ain't no middle road for this. It's either one or the other. The people saying Egypt old, they don't want us to know that Egypt is a brand new kingdom that was just thriving. I'll say, man, if we go back, let me be nice. If we go back 600 years from now, we will see the pharaohs in all their glory. Egypt would be... We don't got to go back far is what I'm saying to see. Now, a person can say, but Sanchez, Egypt may be way older than that. You right. Now, I ain't getting into that. I'm just saying, though, they try to make it like Egypt was at its prime spot hundreds of thousands of years ago. And I'm like, bro, Egypt was just doing its thing 500 years ago. The pyramids was in all their glory. They don't want us to know some recent just happened to destroy all of these advanced civilizations at the same time.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm saying like the civilization that was here before was here for a lot longer.
I can agree with that.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything you said was wrong. I'm saying that that built the civilization that was worldwide was here for thousands and thousands of years, but the takeover was more recent, like you said.
Yeah, and basically that's what I was trying to say. Like, we don't gotta go back that far to be in what they call ancient Egypt. It ain't ancient, because we ain't gotta go but like 500 years and that shit was thriving. But they don't want us to know that. They had to buy time so that they can shift us to this biblical timeline. It needs more time added on so that they can delete. See, here go the thing, the problem that they had, so everybody can see what's going on real quick. Once you delete all of these civilizations whose shit you stole, you're deleting a lot of years, man. So you filling in the think about it. How long did it take the Egyptians to get that smart? How long did it take these people? Because we looking at these buildings in front of us, but we're looking at generations of learning and mistake making to see this object. And that's what we got to take into account. And see, when you delete all that, but we still see pyramids around the earth, how do you explain that? Guess what? You got to give a new beginning. You got to say, well, the pyramids that you see around the earth, they wasn't always there. In the beginning, there was Adam and Eve. But see, think about what I'm telling y'all. The people that's saying in the beginning, they're creating a new fictitious starting point for the masses because they don't want to tell you about Tartaria. So when they're writing in the beginning, it's pyramids in the background, which ought to give a red flag. Listen what I'm telling you. How are you writing in the beginning and you starting the world off with nothing and nobody while you standing right next to advanced people in big old structures? That part.
Exactly. They've set it up so that they've made it look like things are older and some are newer. Like, it was all strategically done. More than likely, it was one big reset. I don't know how long ago. I think it was probably a little bit longer. And then they practiced on different matrices and reset its sense a few times too. But there was probably one big one, you know. But either way, I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying what I think. But definitely they made the story, the fairy tale, along the lines of, oh, look, this structure looks really old, so we'll say this is from ancient world. And it's not even like, it's all fucking bullshit.
Right.
Did he tell on
Like
himself though? Did he tell on himself though when he said, "Look, the man has become one of us"? I'm like, us? Who was us? You know, I'm talking about for real.
Yeah.
Well, what I think is that the people that destroyed the system, that reset the system, there's some of those people that were from the old world. That technology is still here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, and we living in the timeline to where they're giving us back the technology slowly, a little bit at a time. But that technology that built all that stuff is still here. That's what I believe.
yeah.
And when you look at stuff like this right here, right, this what you got to ask yourself. If they hollowed out all this mountain, what did they do with all that dirt? That's a lot of material you excavating. That should leave piles of shit around this thing, which letting us know nothing was hollowed out and carved out to build this. This was just already made. And the structure that we're seeing is the house. Like, we would see additional dirt for them carving a space out of a mountain, right? But no, the mountain is the damn house, warped.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I realized is,
yeah, my bad.
just like, sorry, but like, you know how people try and figure out how they made some of these statues and the intricacies like beyond human, like how could humans do that and all this kind of shit? And definitely wasn't carved by hand like they try to say. But I believe they were already used. AI probably made that shit. That shit is too perfect for human. And
really?
Mm-mm.
It was.
You discrediting humans, bro.
Here go the
No,
thing. Here go what we gotta
talking about-
realize. Wait, slow down. We can't sit up here and brag and boast on how advanced Tartaria was. They were so advanced they had ethereal technology we don't even know about. They'd say they couldn't have did this or did that. I think that they were more advanced than us. They had knowledge we lost, and the knowledge they had, it was so great, we just don't think humans ever reached that point. Like, the whole thing that science want to say is that the people in the past never reached the height of technology or smarts. And when we look at the past, it's like, bro, they were so advanced that we can't even fathom the kind of tech they had. So that means we can't limit nobody like that. We can never say what they can't do. Yeah.
Thank you, Sanchez. Thank you.
I'm saying it was like Star Wars, and they were working with machines right next to machines and building that shit. It was like Star Wars
I'm
level.
with you. I can see that too. I can see them having many little drones lifting big old shit using physics we don't even know, you know, because think about this, right? If you can compress helium into a small space, then you can have something the size of, let's say, a quarter lift up a truck. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's how they got the megalithic stones and moved and shaped. And if you go down to South America where they got all the Machu Picchu's and the stuff up on the mountain, on top of the mountains, the cities on the mountain.
And they use pressure, just like a jack. You can use a little jack and it'll lift up a big truck. And it's just small because it's pressurized, you know?
And don't even talk about how you can manipulate reality with sound and frequency, man. You can only imagine the type shit they was doing.
Exactly. It's like a star in a jar. You can recreate that with the right sound and some water. You will make it have light.
Make it levitate stuff. They wasn't doing it all by just manual labor.
You're right. It was working smart, not hard.
And they were spiritual too, until something happened where we lost all that righteous spirituality too. Obviously, because we weren't always all fucked up like we are now. You know?
Facts.
It's crazy how, like, flat Earth is the gateway. But if people say, what matter is the Earth flat? But it's really, I can go into that all day. But the part that I'm dealing with is like, it's so deeper than flat Earth. It's like me giving myself permission to explore all possibilities about my reality. That's really more what it is, because once you can explore and accept flat Earth, it's like my mind is open to the possibilities of what we may be, what Earth may be. But that's the whole thing, is deeper than flat Earth. Is, do you think that the people in power got everything figured out and everything you know about reality? That's it. Go home, go to work. That's it. It's just good. If you say yeah to me, you childish and naive.
I always get to the point where, to me, it gets to a point where flat Earth is like one of the best critical thinking exercises you can really have, right? Because if you can fathom it and get to the point where, even let's say you don't all the way agree, you starting to get where how you can look at things differently rather than what you've been told all your life and what you've been taught all your life, and sort of thinking for yourself. I think it's very powerful. Like, I agree with you. It's not just about flat Earth. I think just the whole process of being able to get your mind to move that way and critical think that way is really the most powerful part of the whole shit to me. But that's just me.
Yeah. Sure.
That makes sense. That makes sense to me. And it's like,
Not everyone can do it. Not everyone can do it. Some people can't even bend the mind like that, you know.
And you know what's crazy, Sacred Knowledge? You right, and I think you right, because I was saying the same thing. Like, not everyone got the mind to really think this deep. Then I be thinking, is it that, or not everyone got the bravery to be laughed at for challenging the norm or some shit like that? It's
I think now there's no reason to be scared now, because you got communities that'll have your back. So, I mean, you know, I don't know, because it's always going to be a place where you can go where
But watch this.
like-minded people think.
You just said it, AJ. Now watch this, right? I'm gonna show you what makes us special. We was willing to give up all of our old friends and bonds and join a bond with a new frequency of people with our newfound knowledge. Everybody ain't willing to do that, bro. Some people know the earth flat, but they don't want to be a flat earther with this tribe over here, right? They're like Judas with Jesus. Like, I know the truth, but yeah, I don't know that nigga. Fuck that. You know, I'm denying, you know, that shit. They care more about their profile in society and the relationships they've built thus far, that they value that more than just coming out in the open telling the truth. So they'll be in a shell to fit in and keep their regular friends, they regular. You know, a lot of us ended up falling out with family, friends. We lost a lot. And what we did gain was communities like this where, okay, now I can feel at home with like-minded people. But people don't want to make that shift. They don't want to end up over here and now looked at as some moron by all of their family or friends. We didn't care, because what we was saying was, hey, long as I know I got the truth, let the world crucify me. For we had literally the spirit of Christ, man. That's why I fucks with y'all. That's why I fucks with y'all, man. Cause y'all
I didn't got called plenty dumbasses and all that type of shit. I already know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's real talk.
That's literally why I respect everybody in these communities, man.
You got to be able to think outside the box. That's how you get outside the ring.
Yeah.
That all of the governments that's at war with each other protect.
That's fact.
Make that make sense.
Even these communities I don't fully agree with, they still in the boat with us, because people look at them like conspiracy theorists too. Like, we can debate all we want, we can end fight like it's petrified giants, like how I challenge different communities. That's just us sharpening our sword. But at the same time, we all still get looked at like conspiracy theories, man. From the flat earther to the fucking 9/11 denier to, you don't gotta be a flat earther to get thrown in the bucket with us. So that's why I be telling folks it's about free thinking. Even if you don't think the earth is flat, you shouldn't be with the whole, you know what I'm saying? Because people, flat earth was different. Everyone in the conscious community don't like flat earthers. People will tell you, man, flat earth is undermining the entire conscious community. And that is like, flat earth made the conscious community unite back with the damn oppressor just to go against flat earth, if that make any sense.
They said it was dangerous. I remember they were saying it was dangerous. You know what I'm talking about?
But it's two types of flat earthers, though. It's one that just says, try to use the Bible to make their claim, and then there's one that really can articulate this, so they use science to make their claim. Because some of the ones that be using the Bible really be trying to make us look bad, or they could be damage control.
Yeah. That's that flat earth society.
Right, exactly.
The controlled, the controlled opposition.
They'll have a flat earth in the middle of space with a thing and be like, well, where's the like, just trying to make us look like we don't know what we talk about. But then when somebody that do know they talk, right, when somebody do know what they talk about, and we so like somebody like me or somebody or somebody in the panel start asking them questions, they really don't know the model better than what we know.
And see, a lot of the biblical flat earthers who believe the earth flat, they don't know it. They just believe it because it's in the Bible. All you got to do, show them the scripture and it's true. And it's like, that's still a person that ain't woke. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bible is giving them their reality. That's their authority. But at the same time, it's like the people who subscribe to the flat earth belief system via the Bible, they are more likely glass domers. And the people who woke and really red pill flat earth grassroots, they on the ether and the 7 layers shit, man.
And I have I believe outer space exists, but it's sideways, not up. If you get what I'm saying.
I get what you said.
whenever the one of them last, I was talking about this one of them episodes we was doing.
Spaces around us.
But it's like around you, or it's it's right there, right? Like you said, it's right around you, right? And so remember when Doctor Strange, that last Doctor Strange, when they was going through all them verses, and they was splashing through all the motherfucking me verses, it's like all around you. You know what I'm saying? You splash through another
But
verse.
see, if you look at the flat Earth ring map model, when I say spaces around you, I'm saying you don't go up to go to other planets, you go out. You know what I'm saying? So like they trying to tell us, hey man, we going up here to see other planets, and really they're traveling beyond the wall. They're trying to pierce through the dome, and they going out and around us, and they actually, in my opinion, I think we're still finding new lands. Because guess what I believe? I believe that the oceans of the world are so big in comparison to us that it's still shit you can stumble across. We ain't, think of how much ocean that is to explore in the world. And then we just moving outward beyond from what we know. I think that we slyways still in the age of exploration, but they lied like we're exploring space now, when really what we're exploring is like how to get through these Van Allen belts right here, which is around us, not above us.
Well, I think that there's only one dome, because there can't be like several domes, because then there'd be like a little space between them, and then it just doesn't really make
Not
sense.
necessarily. You don't have to have a space. Check it out, right? Think of a cup, a little bitty cup, right? With a big cup covering that one up, and a bigger one covering that one up, and a bigger. It's totally doable. In fact, let me show you a good example of what we're saying.
So the people inside one section would only have to travel in circular around. That'd be the world. Her world would be circular.
Right.
Right. And there'd
Right.
be
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
wall.
There you go. Yeah.
There'd be a big wall in front of them. I think
Right.
what it is, this particular realm, it is glass. It's covered by the dome. It's one dome, and it's all been explored completely because of the AI. With machines, we can exploit every inch of it, and I think the AI did it already by itself. And like we humans were left in the dark. But before the AI was created, the first AI that took over, we had exploited back then. We built it, so we knew exactly what this whole thing was.
Well, what I'll say is this: all of the ancients said that it's layered. That's what Enoch said, and I'm showing you right here. And if you study magnetisms are layered. You don't, like when you have an electromagnetic energy field, it create one field in layers, like we create one onion in layers. So it is no such thing as having an electromagnetic energy field that isn't multi-layered. That's just the nature of the field. Like you can't have an onion. You can't give me an onion, right, that I can't peel back the layers on. That's just the way the onion made. Just the way the onion made. You know what I'm saying?
The same way the human has different sheep, like different layers. The human does, and the Hindu doctrine talks about the different.
Only thing I'm doing right now, I'm showing you what the ancestors said that the universe is, and then I'm demonstrating that on the right with real science. And they said that we're in an electromagnetic torus field. Now, if that's true, then I'm just showing you what a torus field look like. It's multiple layers in it. And they spoke about these layers. They call them ethers or nectars. And they said that we can shift our consciousness in between these layers because they are parallel realities. I'm just giving you, I wish I was that deep to make something like that up, but I'm just and I don't really debate the ancients because they was like masters at cosmology. I would look kind of egotistical to say, you know what, Mr. Mayan, Mr. Olmec, I challenge you to a debate about the heavens and the earth. I'm more so Sin Indian style sucking up the game from the ancients, showing how it make more sense than what we've been taught, right? So that's what you could do what you want. If you want to give the ancients smoke, go right ahead. Shout out to you, Sally McDermott. I ain't gonna stop you if you got smoke for this. Go ahead, man.
No. I was agreeing with you because the sheets, the sheets of the human soul, the human has different, and then you can get to the different levels of each consciousness of each sheath. And then the deeper you go, the more you get to the
There
God
we
level.
go.
But
There we go. That all aligns with this cosmology right here.
right, yeah, I'm agreeing.
I think as you go to each ring, it's a different density. So they are trying to figure out how to pass through there with that CERN. They're trying to break these rings or break through these rings, is what I think, with that CERN.
So that's like different dimensions of existence, planes of
Right.
mental
That's
planes.
exactly what it is. And what this is, let me explain to y'all what this is. In each of these worlds, you're there. Right? There's another you there right now, walking around doing it, and you can shift and peek into, you can go and live in that thing too right now. So what this is literally your brain right now. If you look at the human brain, it's got a split with the left and right brain. This is basically the ancestors said we are a 7-headed dragon. They call it Leviathan. But they was teaching about the fact that we got 7 brains and 7 worlds recording their own history. Your whole childhood and upbringing in this world is just one layer of yourself. When you dream, you visit entire other timelines and worlds where you had a different history, different childhood, a whole nother set of memories that when you shift your consciousness to those worlds, you know that. I can't go to them worlds and be like, hey man, you know there's another you over there who got a different, you ain't gonna believe me. Because every time we shift our consciousness to one of these worlds, it becomes real to us. So I can't walk up to you in a dream and convince you ain't dreaming. But when you wake up, you ain't gonna remember none of your history in that world because your consciousness shift back to this head, and this head recorded all of your memories that happened in this world. But that don't mean we ain't recording other experiences that we're experiencing unconsciously in our other avatars. And that's what we call the Akashic records. These are other records and data that we can access because we're layered in this thing and we got other realities going on. We're multidimensional beings. So this basically represents you inside of you inside of you inside of you, like a brain and a brain and a brain and a brain. Like if you're in a dream and you wake up from one dream to another dream to, these are the layers of you. So that's why the universe look like the brain, as above so below. Like, because if I walk up to you in a dream and ask you what the universe is, well, the universe technically is the place where you at, which is your own sleeping brain in another world. So if your body sleep in the bed and you're in your own head having a dream, that world is created inside of your own brain and the mind. So the truth is we're in a continuum, an infinite loop of dreams that we can never get out of. You're going to always awaken into another you, another you, another you, another you, another you. You're the snake that keeps shedding its skin forever and you can't die.
Which
your
is
own
why,
universe.
that's why the whole point of yoga is to like, fuck, if you're tired, there's a way to stop reincarnating. You gotta realize that you're actually the eternal awareness that was never created and can't die already in this life before you die. That way, when you die, you don't ignorantly die thinking that you're just the ego self, and then you'll be another human in the next, real quick.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think we can cease to exist because I think energy can't cease to exist. If we're energy, then guess what? We need to embrace the fact that we're immortal and you're gonna always exist. And guess what we need to realize? That's something to celebrate. There's some people that envy us because they wanna be living forever. And us, we're saying, I wanna stop my life cycles. Like, bro, don't you know it's some people that envy you because you can't die? Because Every time you take your last breath, there you go again, man. Think about that, bro. You're indestructible. That's not a weakness. Somebody been telling us to look at that like a weakness, like I need to stop myself from being infinite energy. No, hell no. You need to embrace that, bro, and start looking at that as a gift and not a curse, in my opinion, with all due respect.
Hey,
No,
Sanchez,
but for the really old folks, the really old souls, they are kind of tired. They don't want to keep coming back, dude. Like it gets old.
Nothing can cease to exist. It can only change forms. To the people in the chat room, yeah.
Yeah, Sanchez, I got a what if for you. Like, what if when we had this world civilization, so to speak, and the meltology event was what cut us off from the rest of these realms? You know what I'm saying?
Thought about that. I said that, listen, what if the reset is us destroying the old earth and the earth we in now is a simulation because it represents a transitioning point to where we can't go back too far in history because we just shifted from one simulation to another, and that part of the reset too. What if when we go all the way back to see the good days of Tartaria, it's nothing back there because it represents a point where us leaving the past was us literally shifting into a new simulation. I've flirted with that. I think we can't put that off the table.
Yeah, okay.
I flirted.
Definitely. What happened was meant to be because that's our reality now. You know what I mean? Like this shit is crazy.
Thank you for the super chat, Sally. Appreciate the love, everybody. No globe earthers gonna. Oh man, Rob was on earlier. I should have told him we was gonna be over here because he would have showed came to this.
You know he trolling you. He gonna find you.
It pop up, but yeah, man.
It's crazy to find out that the Matrix movie wasn't lying, and our reality did. We are in a prison. I mean, that should, that's crazy, and it's not a joke.
Well, right now we are wealth batteries. In other words, the rich feed on us through economics.
I really think that our ancestors created this entire simulation, and they created the AI that's ruling this shit, and they did it for our good, not for our bad. They put us here for our good, not our bad. I think that, here's my theory. In the ancient world, they came up with computer technology, brain computer interfaces. They said we got the ability to transport consciousness out the body into different false realities. How can we use that to create a good world of ours? And they said, well, we know what we can do. We can have a world of zero crime and no prison. Because when babies are born, we can just put them in the simulation and not let them out until they master themselves. And then when they master themselves, we'll wake them up in the real world, and they'll be ready, now fit for our kind of society. And I believe what we call in heaven, the reason it's heaven is because of the simulation. Like, it's like saying the reason your neighborhood is so beautiful is because of the landfill, the garbage dump. So the reason heaven is heaven because there's a filtering system, and earth is like part of that filtering system of who's worthy to be in this realm. This is all a test, man. Like, this is like we're literally in a futuristic prison, and they talking about building this shit right now, y'all. They saying that the prisons of tomorrow will be able to detect certain profiles before people act out these crimes. They say you can basically plug them up to a computer, You can have them in a simulated environment, basically purging themselves. They can, if you're a murderer, let's say you want to murder people. I played the video for y'all the other day. They talking about letting these people go in simulated environments instead of real prisons, and let them kind of work out scenarios in their mind in these simulated to batter themselves. Like, let's say you got a murderer. You let him go inside the computer and murder all he wants, and it feels real to him, right? He can't distinguish this shit from the real world. You let him, you plug them up and you let them confront their own demons in these simulated environments. And people are saying that this could really, people could wake up from these machines a different version. Now, what if the earth is one big one of those and we wake up from here a better version based upon all the shit we went through? Because I'm going to tell you something, right? I've had dreams where in the dream I do some dumbass shit that I regret. And when I wake up smarter because I made the mistake in that dream world. And it's like, but I still kept the lesson. Even though the dream world is not this reality, what permeates through all these realities is what you learn. So you can be, it's saying that we're learning in all of these different realities, different things that we need to be better. So I'm just saying, like, these, it's like we're in multiple simulations, and in each simulation we're mastering a flaw within ourselves.
Being in the university of the universe.
Yeah, the 7 hermetic principles, all of this stuff was based upon what I'm saying. Now that's why it's 7 of them, because each one is the 7 ethers, like the 7 deadly sins. It's saying a different part of yourself you gotta master it. Each self is a different, you born under that different flaw. And you gotta basically master each voodoo doll and unlock your master
Can I tell the
version.
people? Can I say
Let
something
me
real
give
quick?
a shout out to Titan Rama though, and let me say ties. Movies like Infinity and everything all at once shows us that going into the nothingness where we cease to exist is the ultimate goal. To finally rest in peace. To exist means to never rest. Shout out to Titan Rama for that, and I appreciate the love, Titan. Go ahead. Who is that?
Yeah, peep it. And so one of the things that they teach, the ancient teaching is that brings you back. That's why you have to get rid of all desires. Yes, desires. If you want something, if you still want, if you don't realize that you are God, because God don't have desires, God don't need anything. But if you have any desires left at the end of the life, you're probably gonna come. That desire will make you come back. So you got to get rid of. Realize that you don't need nothing. It's all lies. All that shit that we think we need we don't really need it. But that's part of it. You got to let go of desire.
And you will, because what happened is coming back is all truth. The universe is doing you a favor, is letting you create your own heavenly experience. Because think about what the brother said. The universe ain't holding you back from that which you desire. It's saying, okay, if you want to come back and have some more fun, when you get tired, I'm here for you. You know, but the thing is, you gotta get tired of it. The universe ain't gonna let you fake tired. It's gonna say, nah, I see some more left, and you send him back. So it's real self-work and truth you gotta work on. And the thing is, part of the universe battering you is sending you back to purge yourself because you haven't exhausted that thing. So that's the whole concept of like the 7 deadly sins, the 7 hermetic principles. The universe is saying, listen, I'm sending you down there to learn how to have sex, to learn how all the knowledge of the upside down or the evil knowledge, because we got to be a complete being. So that means we got to learn the darker half, to confront our darker selves down here. So look, the universe is saying, look, you got to literally exhaust that energy within yourself. It ain't like it's really a bad thing, in my opinion. It's what I call a natural thing. The church made it bad. right? Because all this is saying
Well, just have
we're
faith that God's
because
going to
what
provide it.
hold on a second. I don't deal with faith or belief. I deal with the fact that my people created these simulations for us to come here, partake in them, enjoy them, and get out of here with a lesson. Let me give a shout out to Marlon Wells. He said, free your mind and your ass will follow. That ain't nothing but the truth. But let me say this to my brother. Shout out to Marlon. Yeah, man, like I don't deal with faith. I believe that everything we needed to experience is already written out. So if you needed to come back 3-4 times for you to make it out, then that's what you needed to do. And I just don't look at that as a bad thing. I look at it as a natural thing. I look at it, each man will make it to the promised land in his own time based on what he needs to experience.
Yeah, totally. It's all perfect.
Right. Great way to
Perfect
put
and
it,
divine.
Sanchez.
That's
It's
like
perfect and divine. It's a divine school. I was just trying to add this, like, if you really get spiritual, things will like manifest, and you don't have to put your ego don't have to be wishing on it and praying for it and all that shit. It all just happens. That's what.
as you gain that knowledge, and you basically it's written in your DNA, but as you gain that knowledge, you graduate to the next level. If you keep repeating the same stuff over and over again, you're gonna keep coming back to the same place.
Yeah, because you're getting lessons. It's a learning experience called
Yep.
growing and growth.
And your ego can just get in the way of it. That's all. Like the little self, the desires and I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to put.
Well, the ego is the self that which acts or thinks, so it's not getting away with it. It's knowing how to check your ego.
And I don't want to reduce ego down to just desires. I don't think
Right.
Well, what I mean is there's a big intelligence. Intelligence is running everything, and you want to align with that, and more than align with your own
Well, how
little
about you
self.
just say what you mean instead of saying something, then say you mean something else?
Because it's hard to explain it. Because it takes more words. But yeah, align with if you learn to align with the big self, then the ego is easy. It gets out of the way. But sometimes we get stuck in our minds with
Don't
thoughts.
forget, the ego is the self that which thinks and acts. So you can't get rid of something that's a part of you. It's about controlling it and checking it, not getting rid of it, because the ego is the self which acts and think. Why would you get rid of that?
Well, it's about going into a state of flow where you're not even thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. And that is controlled by your higher self. So you want to align with the higher self. So you don't. There's a difference between the higher self and the lower self. That's what.
That don't
When
got
I
nothing to
say
do with
low,
ego though.
when I say ego, I'm talking about the lower self. That's the ego self.
No, the ego is the self that which acts or think, not what you say it is.
Not according to the ancients. Ancients say the ego is the lower self. The higher self is the God you, that you are usually not paying attention to, but
That's
it's
not true,
always
brother.
there.
That's not
It's
true.
always present. It doesn't go away. You just aren't paying attention to it, and your ego isn't paying. So if you're just stuck in the ego, you're not paying attention to the higher self. That's the ignorant
You ain't
person.
paying attention to what I'm telling you though. I'm telling you
Average
what the ego
maturity.
is, and you keep saying something else.
You're telling me what you think it is. I'm
No,
telling
I'm
you what
telling
the
you what
yogic
it is. And not
master.
you. You only
I'll
person
tell
saying
you
what they
what
think is
the
you.
I'm
I'm
telling you
telling you
what the
what it is.
yogic
I ain't telling you what I
master,
think.
what the
You
yogic
telling me what
master
you
says.
think. It's the difference.
I'm telling you what the yogic master says it is. You can yell and scream, but that's not going to
I ain't
change the
yelling
fact
or
that
screaming. I ain't yelling or screaming.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, you don't.
The yogic master says that's what the ego is.
Y'all can
Do
always
you
agree to
do you
disagree.
know what the
That's
ego? Do
what
you
the
know the
God.
etymology of
That's what
ego
the
is?
teaching. That's what the yogic teachings
Do
are.
you
I'm
know
talking
the
about that.
etymology of ego is? Yes or no?
So you don't know what the ego is
I'm asking you a question. Do you know
in
what the
spiritual,
etymology of ego is?
in the spiritual terms. What is the ego? That's what I'm
I
referring
ain't
to.
talking about. I'll ask you a
You
regular,
just
straightforward question.
demonstrated that you don't know that, so I
I'm
don't really
asking
want
you
to
a
talk about
straightforward question. Anybody, I'm asking you, do you know what the etymology of ego is? That's a no question.
it. E and go. Yeah, the go word is very significant. That syllable, go. It's a God syllable. Oh,
Here we go.
every syllable is a God syllable. Why? Hello?
I'm right here.
I thought you. I don't know what happened. Yeah, man. So I'm just saying that in the spiritual terms, in the yogic terms, the ego is the self that is like, I think I'm Rudy. You think you're whatever, but that's not who we really are. When you find out who you really are, you're gonna find out what the whole point of yoga is about. So I'm just trying to relate that.
So you saying ego got two different definitions? They got a
Well,
yoga
that's what
definition and they got a different etymology. That's what you saying?
there's the modern term that people use
So
on a
so the
common,
etymology is modern.
but there's a different. There's the what people normally think of it on an everyday, and then there's if you study, the
When I'm asking
what?
you, do you
How
the
do I put it?
etymology of ego, is it different from what you're saying? It's a simple question.
Yes, I think it's a little bit
You
different. The
think?
modern person doesn't really look at it the same way as what they say in the yoga teaching.
What's
Yeah,
the
I
yoga?
do.
What's the yoga teachings?
Well,
What you?
what
What is
in
that?
yoga, in yoga they teach that we think that we're such and such, and that's who we will be when we reincarnate. Well, you'll be another because you'll be another version of yourself in a different body,
Yeah.
and that's you can carry that from body to body. That's the ego self with all the desires and all the samskaras, which is like imprints, like karmic imprints. You carry that from body to body, and that's the ego that you got to kill. When you kill that, you'll stop needing a body. That's what it's all about, killing that guy and becoming the
So
higher
can,
self, which
I
is
don't know what
let
you
me
God.
ask
talking
you
about.
something. Let me
Can I
ask you
chime
something.
in?
I got. Oh, hey, shout out Chris Foss, man. What's good, man? I got
What's
one
going,
question, and I'm
Sanchez?
gonna
Yeah, go
fall
ahead.
back.
I'll hold my thought.
And this for all of y'all too, man. I was just gonna say, if there's a point where we don't have a body, what is that like? What is existence like when we're like at this
That's, that's
I've
called
thought
upper?
about this before.
enlightenment samadhi. That's when you become one with the self, the big self again. That's called
So,
enlightenment. That's the end of the journey.
Oh,
so,
I think.
but
Oh, go ahead. I'll go after him. Go ahead, bro.
I, I've thought about that before too, and it made me think of how the body is a gift, and like whatever body we're in, because we can experience like life and the oneness as an individual. But when we're stuck in the ego, we forget that we're a part of the whole ocean. We think we're just the one drop. But when we realize that like we're not just this one individual, then it's like you can just experience life and choose how to create your life instead of being stuck like thinking this is just the little me, like the lower self.
Well,
Um,
exactly. Thank you.
I've always put it like this, or it helped me understand that like the I am, they say the I am is God because the I am is infinite. It can be like God can be infinite amount of things. So anything you put after I am would be ego. So like I am Chris or I
What?
am this I work this job.
Well,
Watch
I'm a
this.
doctor.
Watch this. Watch this though. I am that I am.
Yeah. And
thank
that
you.
means infinite.
When I say when I hear I am, I think about intention, action, and manifestation.
Hmm.
So when I always say I am, I just be like I am. I am being. So I don't subjugate myself to say I'm a vegan or I'm this and that because you always say I am before you introduce yourself or say something. So I would be like I just am. I am existing. So when people say ego, they be saying, "Oh, your ego, like ego is a bad thing." When your ego is the self that which acts and thinks. So you
That's
should
right.
never talk about killing your ego.
You
You should be
beat
able
me
to
to
check
it,
it.
man. Dang
You
it.
see what I'm saying? Like I be trying to, I don't know what they talking about.
He beat
They
me
trying to
to it,
downgrade ego
man.
when you can't downgrade ego. The ego is you. It's just about what part of your ego are you? Are you being jealous? Are you being, you see what I'm saying? But you have to have an action with that. So
But
That's why yo-
but see, it's
that's why yoga is
crazy. But
not for everybody. It's not for everybody yoga because
oh my God, bro.
not
watch
everybody's ready
Go
to
ahead,
watch this,
say,
Sanchez.
right?
"Oh,
So
I'm done with my ego."
hey,
Speak for yourself,
hold
man.
on a
Let him
minute.
talk.
Sacred no ledge. You gotta let me speak. I got you, bro. So I don't have a problem with my ego, man. The thing is, your ego is your fire version, and your higher self is your wind version. Like, you need the high self and the low self. I'm not against the yin and for the yang. I'm not for the yang and against the yin. I think part of being balanced is saying what version of the self needs to show up at any given time. So I don't have a problem with a person who has a sense of self, as long as they know they place within a whole and how they can use their own individual perks to help the community. If they want to use, if they're going to help their community, they have to know who they are. In other words, knowledge of self comes first. So to me, your first experience with knowledge is with your ego, and it ain't a bad thing. Like, I'm not one of those person, oh, fuck the ego. Your ego is your first teacher, right?
Thank you,
your ego ain't nothing but the part of you that's trying to carve out its own individual identity. And once you know who you are, then you know your role in the tribe and how you can benefit the tribe. Because everybody got a gift that they got to offer the whole. But if you don't go within your own self, and it ain't really about, to me, I ain't about killing my ego. It's about molding my ego and having power over my own desires, lower self. It ain't getting rid of my desires. It's knowing, having balance, it's like saying, like telling a person, you can go drink, but drink responsibly. To me, that's what the ancestors was trying to do. They was trying to master their lower self. They was trying to tame the beast, not necessarily kill it.
Thank you, Sanchez. Perfect way to put it.
Real quick, when the master says you gotta do all this discipline shit that's almost impossible to accomplish, but only a few people can do it, and you do it, what are you doing? What is he trying to get you to do? He's trying to get you to kill your ego, because only your God self can pull that.
Let me ask you. Guess what he's trying to get you to do? He's trying to get you to stop shopping at the grocery store, plant your own seeds, dig a well, go off grid. Guess what? Though, listen, wait, listen, brother, you cut me off. There are some egotistical pricks out there that's doing everything I just said. They living off grid and all that. That's why I said this ain't an ego thing. The hardest thing to do is us to give up this lifestyle we got where we dependent on them and everything like that.
Thank you.
We're just kind of using different words to refer.
Just stop saying kill the ego. Stop saying that. Basically,
we're
if you don't understand what the ego is, you can't be saying it.
If he read it, he'll stop right now. I put it up there.
What I'm saying is, all that training is actually part of it's shadow work. So shadow work is killing the ego, believe it or not.
No, but it's not.
Hold on, let me ask him this then. Don't cut him off. I ask him this, Red, because it is getting kind of going nowhere. I'll get some clarity here. Let me ask you this, bro. Do you think that humans need to kill the part of themselves that thinks and asks questions about the world around them?
That's not what, see, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about
giving you the ego, though. I got it. Can you read? I got it on the screen right here.
We're talking about two different things.
No, we're not, bro. I'm talking about a word that's spelled. Wait a minute, bro. We ain't gonna make nothing up. The word I'm talking about is ego, ego. Now, I'm on etymology online and I'm looking it up. I'm not making nothing up. It says ego is the self that feels, acts, or thinks. We need that need to be heightened. The people that start telling us to kill the ego is the same people that made us demonize the serpent. They got a problem with the kundalini. You think the barbarians are telling you this? This is the Roman Catholic Church coming in. The ego is the serpent. That's what I was saying about the teacher. It's the part of you that think. It start to develop a sense of self. And guess what that means? The moment I open up my mind and start to ask questions about the world around me, I start to carve out my true, unique identity. Right now, here's where I am today. So I mean, when I talk about,
let them land.
Okay, all right.
Well, okay. So the ego, what I'm talking about, is not killing the part of you that thinks. See how it says.
That's why I put the definition up, so we don't got to use our own.
You see how it says that it's the part of the self that's right. Already going to go. That's what I'm saying, that we're using different, like if you understand the yogic terms, you
The
understand that
knowledge of self, right?
right. The self is the bigger self in yoga. So already they're using terms that you would never use, and you would never call yourself like Rudy. I'm Rudy. I would never call myself that self. That's not the self. That's the ego. The self is the higher self. So already you're using the
The
wrong.
higher
We can't
self
use.
is a term, though.
It's God. Self is God.
But
So
that's what I'm saying. Like it's like saying you can't call yourself this, call yourself that. You still calling yourself something, unless you saying, well, you shouldn't call yourself nothing. That's just no name. Then it's still a title. Would reflect what? Like I don't understand. Like what are we dealing with? Is what it's just
I've been saying that the whole time. I didn't
Like,
even need to look
what
up
I'm trying to
that. I knew it the whole time. You keep changing it.
the definition that you're using is totally at
You're
odds
the
with the
only one changing up what it says, brother. You the only one changing
the
it.
whole thing. Here's the thing. I can make up my own definition of ego. I'm not deceptive though. I'm an honest man. So I looked it up so we can see what it says. Okay, but I looked it up. Everybody don't practice yoga. That's like me using the Christian's definition of ego or using like the Hindu. I'm using the universal concept of ego. Is just the part of you that has a sense of self. Now, I don't have a problem with a person having knowledge of self, knowing thyself. Self. The word self don't make me mad at it. I think we ought to embrace that. I feel like if a person can't go in a fucking closet and embrace themselves, they ain't gonna get along and fit in with nobody else. They shouldn't even go out in the community till they work on themselves. And that mean work on your ego. Don't mean all this stuff, the ego evil. It just mean that's the part of you you need to mold and work on. It just mean it's the rough edges, right? That you need to shave off because you're a gem underneath that, right? See, and look at the person that's got so much to say about ego is showing the most of it right now.
Exactly.
Can I chime
That's
in?
the crazy part about it.
I'm sorry that I studied yoga, and
Look at his ego. Look at his ego, y'all. I studied yoga and y'all didn't. So shut up and let Mr. Ego. Okay, go, Chris.
Exactly.
So, there, if you go over, it says from Latin ego, I. So the word I is ego. If you go over from where you have highlighted there, and we all say I. We just said it hundreds of times in this call. So we're not supposed to kill this I, because then we would be nobody. Like we would just be a blank slate. But that's really who we are underneath. But we do have to have an ego. So I think he's saying like, some people say we have to kill the ego, but more so is be aware of it.
The only people that say that, not the country, the only people that say kill the ego is somebody that don't understand what ego even means. That's the whole point. That's
I
it.
agree.
It's like
I spent all my time studying the masters. Okay, so I know that, and you guys don't. So
you're one-minded though. Because listen, let me tell you this, bro. Listen, when you practice syncretism, you practice the yoga expression. You look at all of the avenues, not just one. You looking at it one way. That's why you can't accept anything outside of that, bro. That's what we're saying. You're in a box. A yoga box.
Right. And that's why I studied under a master. I actually know yoga, and you guys don't know shit about it.
And you know yoga so much that yoga's supposed to help you with your ego, but you got the ugliest ego up here. He got the ugliest ego up here, and you want me to listen what you got to say.
I don't know what you talking about.
So I come from a more yogic background to study too, and so I kind of get an idea of where he's coming from. But
you get an idea where I'm coming from. That if you want me to think you're
I found you, bro, Sanchez, before I found yoga, so I kind of understand both.
But this brother should be practicing, like you should be displaying a good display of ego, and then instead of acting like that, though, like you good, Chris. I'm just saying he embarrassing yoga. But I agree.
Opinion. No, I agree, and I can see that too, because a true master probably would just be quiet and just observe, because there's nothing to prove. The ego, like the sense of self, always wants to be right. And you could tell in that situation, he just want to be right. And that's ego. So
true that.
I mean, what else is there for me to say?
Yep. And I know that's true because I've had to wrestle with that part. See, and that's just truth. You can't deny that, you know.
We all
Now,
do. I mean, we
yeah.
want to be right. That's a part of our ego, but we have to be aware of it, be conscious of it, and check ourselves. Like I'm a big proponent of introspection, like looking at your intentions and your motives and why you're doing things, and like checking yourself. And that's true, like spirituality, and like even if you go and do the things that like the masters say, don't don't drink, don't smoke, don't do this. That desire is just going to blow up in your head and you're going to be thinking about it all day because you're resisting yourself from doing it. But if you go do those things and you're conscious while doing them and you check yourself while you do them, they'll naturally die. They'll naturally dissolve. It's not like something you can do with the will. So it's just like you said, like about go drink, but drink responsibly. I would just say like, go do all those things, but do them consciously. Be aware of like
Yeah.
your ego. Like
And
that's
his
all it
Stay
really is.
balanced. It's all about balance.
yeah.
Be balanced. That's it.
Because you
Now,
go do the thing and you see the consequence, and then you don't want to do it anymore. It's that simple. But if
that's
you're
called purging.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, but if you're ignorant and not in a bad way, but you just lack knowledge and you're not paying attention to your motives and the things you're doing, then you're just going to do them unconsciously, and that's when you're stuck in the ego or the lower self.
I just to say, man, you know, yeah, got what I was going to say.
That's
You
why
probably about to talk
that's
about
why the masters
being
taught
balanced.
balance. Yeah,
Oh
balance.
no, what I
And
was going to say was, you know, you know what really ticked him off? I wasn't even going against him like that. It ain't even supposed to go out like that. It ticked him off because I was saying I don't have no problem. I don't agree with killing your ego. Like I'm agreeing with him, a person should batter themselves. It's just the term "kill your ego" that you see on all these bumper stickers, and I'm telling you that's wrong. If a person go look up what ego is, like what I'm doing here, I'm looking it up. I ain't see how he gotta use a yoga definition, right? Why can't you just look up the etymology, because that ain't a definition. It's showing you when the word entered the lexicon in 1707. The word yoga is the word ego. The Y is silent, it's oga, but it's the same word, just to let them know. But the whole thing is this: if the ego is the part of us that feels, acts, and thinks, we need all that. You don't want to kill that.
That's what I was saying the whole time. I was saying that to him the whole time at the beginning. I tell him, go look up what ego means. He started making up his own definition. And his ego getting the best of him, like you said. Like
Like
you can't change the word.
I'm using the yoga definition. Guess what? All the yogis sold out to the Vatican too. Sadhguru, Dalai Lama, all them niggas sold out. And guess what they giving the world? The same thing the church giving folks. Quit having so much sex, quit drinking and all that. Bro, they making people feel bad for smoking a blunt, but the people who telling us that was hanging motherfuckers on trees not feeling bad for it. Like, I ain't got a problem with my ego. Real talk. I know the parts of myself I need to work on, but guess what? It's the ego that make you aware of that. That's what people don't know. The ego is the part of you that start to have a sense of self and say, you know what? I need to work on this. I'm wrong about that. I need to check this. People don't know the real definition of ego. And when you look it up for them, like, I'm being fair. I'm going to etymology, showing everybody, sharing the screen. We reading it together. I'm not making it up. Now, he got to make up his own definition. So
sometimes we get so caught up in our ego, that's all we see. And then comes the word egotistic, to where, you know, you can't step aside and look at yourself. You're too busy reflecting and deflecting.
people don't want to change the norm. It's just like if we've been saying for years, what you don't know won't hurt you. But that ain't really true. But people been saying it for so long, if you push against it, you look like the bad guy. Like, you look like the egotistical one for saying that the word ego ain't bad, for defending it. And you got the truth, like we showing the proof, but guess what? We're going against the agreed upon lie and misinformation. And so a lot of people gonna react like him because they've been taught, kill the ego, man, fuck that ego. And they don't know that's what we was taught by the Roman Catholic Church. They demonized the ego with the serpent. That's the spirit of inquisition. That's all the ego is.
Mm.
Guess what they say, y'all? Think about this. If the ego is equivalent to the Kundalini, guess what people were saying? They were saying, activate your Kundalini, don't kill your Kundalini. It mean free the beast, nigga. And all these scriptures we read about the beast being set free, the serpent rising up, that mean liberate the chi energy, free it, let the beast be released. I'm telling you, the original concept of the ego before they demonized it was the part of you need to freely express and be unapologetically you. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how everybody will kill that part of them and they'll be like a robot in society, and they will be starstruck with these celebrities' personality, and all them celebrities doing is activating their ego. They letting a part of their own individual energy shine. And you be like, ooh, I like Beyonce, I like this person, and you will keep your damn light hidden. Well, I don't want to be too egotistical. And then you will be celebrating motherfuckers that walk out in Gucci and Fendi and red carpet. How are you a fan of somebody and not yourself? How you don't want to embody the shit that's making you cling to others and your own self? Release the damn beast in you and don't let nobody say you being egotistical. I'm being me. If being me offend you, I'm sorry. The way I express myself and all that shit offend you, I'm sorry. It's worse things to be offended by than a person's overwhelming character. Don't be such a wussy now. That's the spirit of America right there. You show me the people in this country that get the most respect are the ones with dynamic personalities like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, memorable person. Guess what? You may not like them. You may say they egotistical, but you gonna remember them. You gonna remember that energy. It was unique. It expressed itself without your permission. That's what, look, y'all live in a shell. And take the S off the word shell. What are you living in? Hell. What's being held back though? You're expressing a conformed, safe version of your damn self. That ain't gonna help society. Nature put a beast inside of you. Free that motherfucker, man. Ain't nothing wrong with a person using all that energy for good. It's all about intent. It ain't even about ego. You can show me the most egotistical person. If their heart is about helping the world, they'll use their ego for help. Them niggas will be competing with you to do good. And if you're a nigga that's saying, man, I'ma outgive your ass, I'm finna help more people than you, Sanchez. I like that ego, nigga. We all need that ego. Cause to me, it's about intent. Most of the time, what folks call ego is the spirit of competitiveness. That's saying, hey man, that person going a little harder than me. That person is more passionate than me. And they'll make you dim your light by telling you egotistical, and the correct word was passionate. I see that happening a lot. Too many people, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta still be in control when you're doing it though. Instead of just, defensive.
Ain't nothing wrong with being defensive either. I'm for that too. You gotta be offensive and you gotta be defensive. Both of them. Just like basketball. Listen, hold everybody to the same rules we hold athletes. In fact, especially if you aren't doing this, what we doing. So I gotta tell a nigga on the basketball court, you gotta be defensive and offensive, bro. And you gotta be good, especially in boxing. Your defense skills gotta be right, your offense. So that's what I said. We say a lot of stuff. It sound right because we've repeated it for years. Like, why we can't be so defensive? Yes, you need to know how to defend yourself and be defensive. And you also need to know how to be offensive, how to pop that shit off and lead the infiltration too. See, these words and terms don't scare me because they've been repeated for years. You know what I'm saying? I will pick that shit up and look at it and scrutinize it and say, oh, it don't make sense. Well, but we've been saying it for years. It don't make sense, though. See, the biggest enemy of tradition is truth, man. And I ain't saying, listen, I'm not trying to put nobody down. I'm just showing y'all my unapologetic spirit of defining my own reality based upon me observing and critical thinking.
Man, I just had to come on real quick, bro. Sanchez, you be really dropping jewels, dog. You really be dropping some knowledge, man. And sometimes if I don't understand it, I won't agree. So I'm like, man, Sanchez is crazy, bro. I don't know, some of the stuff he be saying is just crazy. But when I look it up and I go back and do the research, man, you be on point, dog. You be on point about 99% of the time, man. So it's my fault for trolling in the chat, man, when I disagree with you or something I didn't look up myself, man. But you really be on it, man. You super right about this whole ego topic, man. I didn't know that. I had to look it up. I'm like, man, what are they talking about, man? This don't sound right. Because I've been hearing my whole life, you got to kill the ego. You got to kill the ego. But come to find out, that's a term that we didn't start using until like the early 1900s. As far as killing
and
the
it
ego.
then entered the lexicon into 1700. And the crazy thing about it, everybody we admire think about Jordan's ego. Black folks love Jordan. If we didn't, he wouldn't be a multi-billionaire, man. He's the standard in the community as far as shoes and gear. And what is it about Jordan, what we cling to him? His overly confident, egotistical spirit in nature. I'm going to tell you something about America. America don't got a problem with niggas with ego. They got a problem with niggas with ego that can't back their ego. Because if you give him a nigga like Jordan can be egotistical all he want, long as he go out there and score the points that justify it. Now, if Jordan go to fucking up, he need to humble his little ego. That's all. Let's keep it real. That's all that shit is. Ego is something you need to be able to afford and back up. If you can't back it up, then they say you're egotistical. No, what they really need to say, bro, you ain't backing all your hype about yourself up. I hear you boasting on yourself, but let's see your numbers for real. You see, because it's a lot of people the same reason they would tell you, I don't like you because you being egotistical. They will go and vote for Trump and say, I love Trump because that nigga don't care, boy. Now tell me I'm lying.
Yeah, but Trump is his ego
egotistical. Right.
Yeah, but it's dangerously destructive. He don't think first.
And they love him for it though. But they'll tell you to check yours either.
But it's like he destructive with it. You know, he don't think about the consequences. And
I don't think he's really destructive. I don't think he's destructive with it. I think that's what he's allowed to do and what he's allowed to get away with the power that he has. But I'm pretty sure he has to humble himself when he speaks to his superiors or when he speaks to somebody that controls him. Because Trump don't run everything. Trump can only make so many decisions, but I'm pretty sure he gets checked. We just don't see it.
Well, you know who the tail is wagging the dog, though.
You mean like the Rothschilds and the royal family?
And
exactly.
Israel, yeah. They the tail wagging the dog, and because what he's doing for them, not us. They pretend it's for us, but he doing for them. They want to expand, they want to grow, but there's already people already around them.
And it's
they
also a
want
facade. My bad, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think it's also a facade to look empowered.
Man,
Because
yo,
I mean, because they're really
let me
they're
know
really
if we do
destroying
that.
America.
right.
You
That's what
know,
I'm saying.
and it's a
That's what
plan. It's a plan to destroy
That's
America.
crazy.
They don't plan to make America great again. They plan to
Mm-hmm.
milk America to get whatever they can out of it, and vamonos.
Yeah.
but people just waking up. The veil is off, so to speak. Like in the Star Wars movie, you see the Emperor for what he is, and people was following, like, he's doing a good thing and he's representing the good, and then but when you step back and look at it, it's all destruction.
That's all of them, though. That's Obama too. That's all of them. That's the Democrats and
Yeah,
the Republicans. Like Bro Sanchez said.
I'm not trying to single them out. I'm just saying that's what we're dealing with right now. Where's consequences right now? That's affecting
And
the whole planet.
I just
Or
want people to know that also, and not to cut y'all, change the subject. The
Oh,
word
okay.
ego, right, is equivalent to the word echo, right? The layers of the self are the different echoes, or what they call yugas, eggs, layers. That's what ego is echo. So let's say the real you is on top of the mountain, right? And the real you is, let's say you is like a word screamed from a mountain. Let's think sound. So we go to the top of the mountain, it's like Sanchez. The first Sanchez is the real me. Every other Sanchez after that is an ego or eco or a fallen version or a layer of the self. So Sanchez, 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 Sanchez. So when a person say you're not the ego, they're saying you're not the echo. You're the real name that was said on the mountain. Everything after that is a false version. It's a copy.
But what if we even go deeper and say you're the silence behind the first name?
I would say that there is no such thing as true silence, only the true name of God, what we say in heaven. Because to me, what's going to be revealed in the high realm is the real you. And because the real you is you're going to meet the real you that created the egos in the first place, or the reflections, or the person that stood in the mirror to even make that reflected version. I don't think we've met our higher self yet. I think the energy we feel in us to do better and perfect ourselves is a frequency that's leading us to merge with that higher self. And when we do that, I don't think that we get rid of the self. I think we now finally meet who we really are. And now we finally can see, damn, I wasn't really none of those versions. Because here is the real me, like waking up from a dream saying, damn, that wasn't me in that dream that cussed that lady out. It's the real me. Like, just saying. It's like echoes. And even if you do your syncretism, you'll see the ego is just a lower version of the self that's not a good representation of who we are. But studying it lets you get a peek of who you are. Like, let's say I can't really hear the real song, but I can hear an echo of it. And all I got I'm trying to study this song, right? But all I got is an echo of it. So me learning the echo is like the whole thing of like trying to master this lower version, because this lower version ain't a true expression of who we are. We got to mold it into that.
Well, we also got the super ego though, that the super ego that leads us between, let us know what right and wrong is, and that's not superficial.
You could put whatever word in front of it, it's still ego at the end. So you gotta deal with that word first before you say super duper or whatever. But I got a question back on flat Earth right quick. Can I ask this, Sanchez?
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So you know how their excuse for saying the sun don't reach Earth until 8 minutes, so we 8 minutes behind, right? And then a darker space because sun reaches there later, right? So when they say that, when they contradict themselves on that, saying that the sun travels to Earth and it'd be 8 minutes behind, and they talk about the general relativity, far as like how fast you're going, time slow down. So if they go to Jupiter moving fast, 10 years would be done going by in on Earth. But when the lady was stuck out in space, she came back older with gray hair. So how they say you gonna be young, coming back younger when the lady that was in space for a long time, how she got older? That don't even make sense.
Yeah,
Like
that's a good point.
they're lying. They got caught in their own lie. Just like when they said they going to the moon and then they changed it because now when you go to the moon, the people time should be passing here different and they should come back younger or what they have you. But it's like they double talking.
They definitely I
They'll say
see.
anything to keep them tax dollars coming.
Why is space pitch black dark if the sun is so bright? Why outer space ain't light up then?
The sun is not in outer space. The
The
sun
only
is
way you
I
can
know
see the
that. I ain't talking about.
sunlight is off reflecting off another physical object. They say something. I'm putting it in a nutshell, but it's way deeper than that. But that's something. But we know that's a bunch of crap.
and you ever notice how, like, if you looked at the sun through a filter to where you could look at it and not be blinded like a welder's mask, it is a perfect circle, like
Yeah,
perfect.
you can see
And
that sometimes when the clouds are gray, you can see right through it, the perfect circle.
But
yeah,
don't forget now. We supposedly they have pictures of Earth, right? And they are perfect so-called circles or spheres. But Neil deGrasse Tyson, and everybody else say we and another scientist said we live on a oblate spheroid, or it's like widening out, or it's like a pear shape. Why they didn't put that? Why they didn't post that picture then? Why they got
what
pictures of perfect Earth if they
what
saying
he
the Earth shape different?
what he will tell you about that image is that the oblateness is not dramatic like a pear. He'll say pear shape, but it's so small that it still appears a sphere. That's what he'll say. Is that it's not a actual pear where you got this big bulge in the middle or down at the bottom, but it'll be like a slight bulge, just enough to make it fit the narrative and wobble, you know. But the way I see it, it's the sun that's on a circuit. The sun moves in a pattern, and the above the earth, it moves in a pattern above the earth. So we're not the ones moving; it's moving.
Yeah, we know that. I'm just chastising what they say. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
me too. Me too. But the what you notice though, the moon, same thing, perfect circle. So when they allegedly cross each other, there's the eclipse. It perfectly like the same size. So it's a coincidence that the sun is so far away and so bigger that it's the perfect size for the moon to eclipse the sun. And
Yeah, but they debunk themselves for two ways. For one, they don't never watch the moon, and for two, the shadow always come from the top down and not the bottom up. It should be the bottom up on their model, and it's not. So that's debunked right there. The shadow
but
comes from the top down and not the bottom up. And from where our perspective of standing, we should be seeing it the other way around, right or wrong?
Hey, brother Sanchez, can y'all hear me?
Go ahead,
yeah,
we hear you, brother.
Yeah, I wanted to say something because y'all talking about the moon and the sun. I don't know if anybody paid attention, but when did daylight savings start on March 8th? Don't it always start like March 21st or something like that? But this year it started super early. That's almost
Well,
like
it seemed like this. It was getting dark early already, like it was already happening. So I can see why you said that.
but why did they move it back so far?
well, none of that is like on
Even
a even calendar because the original calendar was 13 months. So there was no odd months. I mean, it was an odd number of months, but there was no leap year, no moving time forward and back. It was just 13 months.
right, I understand that.
You
You
know,
know,
Ethiopia is like
that's
7 to
no
8 years
opposite
behind
one.
anyway. Ethiopia is still in.
2018 or something right now.
Right, because they're still
Yeah.
on that regular calendar that was changed. It was.
I
It
mean, in
was.
some countries,
It
it's
was. It
like
was I don't
5,000.
think it was made to mess us up so that we can't really predict anything anymore. You know how you always like right now you
Knock us off
questioning.
our circadian rhythm, basically.
Yeah, you questioning whether you should be moving forward at this time or moving back at this time because it's a different time than the last time. But when they had the 13-month calendar, everything happens on the same day. You already know in advance when all of these celestial things are going to happen. You already know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because a full
whatever.
circle is 360 degrees anyway, not 365. It's
Right.
360 to make a full degree circle the diameter of a circle.
But bring it
But
back to that perfect circle, the 360. That perfect
I mean,
circle. That's the sun and the moon.
still think about it though. What is the day? Because I'm telling you, if y'all go look it up on Google, where the daylight savings thing happened last year, it's gonna say March 21st, and then you do the year before that, it's gonna say March 20th, March 20th, March 20th. It's gonna keep saying 20th. This is the first time since I've been alive. I'm almost 40 years old that this ever happened, and it happened March 8th, this early. I was at work looking like, damn, am I at work too early or something?
And they
As I
actually said, remember they said they was going to leave it on daylight savings time permanently?
Yeah, and guess what? They still changed it though.
Yep.
They still changed it. And even when you go look it up right now, because I did it earlier this morning, and I'm looking and it say, oh, this is permanent from now on. And then when you see the definition of permanent, what they mean, permanent is whenever they feel like changing. Go look it up right now. That's what it say. Ain't that
Yeah,
some crazy ass shit?
it's a lot
That's
of crazy.
crazy. And sorry, bro, Sanchez and everybody on the panel if I'm cussing or whatever. But I'm telling you, that's what it said. I know I ain't crazy because I'm looking at the clock and I'm at work. The clocks at work didn't even change yet.
Oh, they got to manually
And
do that.
I'm from Detroit, by the way. I work in the auto industry. I listen to Brother Sanchez all the time. Been listening to since 2017. Everything. I've seen the whole beef with him and Young Pharaoh, all that stuff. But I'm telling you, man, it's something even more sinister that's going on than what we talking about. Now, do I believe the earth is flat? Hell fucking yeah. It's flat than a motherfucker. It's so fucking flat. Nigga, you can just close your eyes and know that shit. That's how I believe how flat it is. It's like,
Did you see the image that Bro Sanchez
Much
put
love
up
to you.
with the rings?
I can
say
put
that again. I couldn't even.
Hey, let me give a shout out to Jay Bandito and shout out to you, Hit League, for joining, man. No, say that again, Marlon. My bad.
And
Yeah,
Bro Sanchez, throw your cash app in there so I can send you something right quick.
Oh, appreciate that, man. It's $ Bro Sanchez TV to everyone. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all don't have to, so I appreciate that.
Oh no, man, I love this.
but that image that Bro Sanchez had up there earlier with the rings, like we in the center ring, and then you got all the outer rings
I'm gonna pull
Okay.
it up.
and the ice walls, right?
No,
The North Pole is in the center
just
ring. The
joined, so
North Pole,
Marlon,
and
you're
then
gonna have
outside
to
the
you have to school me real quick because I did just join,
We finna
The,
get it
but I
the,
in.
heard
the one with the map, bro.
I know what you talking about. It's the ring map. I got you. See, because those red arrows on here show you which way that sun and moon going in that world too, which is another key feature about this map I like. There you go. Hey,
Well,
shout
we're
out
in.
to That Away Man. My bad. Shout out to you, bro.
Hey, look, bro, Sanchez, this is off subject, but I do want to say this just so you can get a quick laugh. Whoever that Rob guy that be coming in here claiming he from Detroit, that nigga ain't from Detroit. I'm in Detroit. I live in Detroit. I ain't never seen that nigga in here over nowhere
You know, a
at
lot of
all.
folk. He probably from the outskirts, and everyone want to claim the city.
I met Seti, Young Pharaoh. You know, Seti from Detroit too, and Tariq Nasheed. They all from Detroit. I know who they are. I ain't never seen Rob though.
Yeah.
He a liar. That nigga in Auburn Hills or some shit. He think
I didn't even know.
So let me.
I didn't know Tariq was from Detroit, man.
You didn't know that? Tariq
no, man. Damn.
He born and raised in Detroit, then moved down to Alabama, then came back to Detroit. Look it up. I'm telling you right now.
I thought he was from Bama. He moved to Bama. Okay.
Not Tariq Nasheed, by the way, but I don't care about none of that shit.
Yeah, I feel you. You just taught me something, though. That's fact. No wonder. Okay, so because a lot of people.
Detroit.
Yeah.
No, my bad. Go ahead, man.
No,
Is it true about rainbows that, like, I saw a rainbow yesterday, no, day before yesterday, and the rainbow had a high arc. It was very high. But then it was another picture of a rainbow, and it was like further south, like maybe like something that's closer to let's see, what, not Antarctica. What's close south? What's closer to Australia, maybe?
Let me go zoom in.
Here
Australia right here. Okay.
And the sun, I mean, the rainbow is wider and shorter. What does that explain? Isn't that giving us that we being like it's reflecting off of an object or energy field or some sort? Because
no other way you can explain. I think that is one way you can explain a rainbow and it'll make sense. I don't know if that's true, but I would say it stands as true right now as that make the most sense to me, for real.
But the last thing I was gonna say was this is my point. My point was, are they trying to do control damage when they show pictures? When they say when you're flying looking at a rainbow, it's just a circle at the bottom. Like if they got pictures of people taking a picture of a rainbow and they doing it down, and they're like the rainbow looks like a perfect circle, a centric circle.
360 rainbows are a thing.
Don't you think that's telling they really telling on themselves, right? All the nature of our realm, a little bit. When you go further north, it's a high arc. When you go further south, it's a wider, shorter arc. That's like literally telling, right?
Yeah, bro.
If you really think about
you see pictures of it, let me see. You got some? Oh, I thought Sanchez pulled it up. Okay. Go ahead.
Which picture?
Give me about anything that Sanchez taught my aunt.
That's what I was trying to say earlier when you pull up the whole
Sanchez, the thing he talking about, the whole 360 thing with the rainbow, just pull up my aunt. I swear to God, he gonna see everything that he talking about.
FLATPOWER, D. Allen. I'm sorry.
Oh,
pull up my
what is that?
He said, pull up my aunt.
No, what were we looking at just now? I just seen.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, I was putting up the 360 rainbows.
Right.
Pull up my aunt too on the side, and you're going to see the correlation that I'm talking about. I'm trying to tell you.
What are you talking about, my aunt being in the middle and balance and all that?
Yeah.
Industries? We know about that. Go ahead.
Yeah,
my bad. I was just trying to figure out that circle rainbow thing. Like, is it really
the dome?
What you need, bro?
What is that?
And honestly, man, like rainbows are still crazy to see though. At even 40, at my age, like I know they try to explain it away simple and say, well, it's just light refracting, blah blah blah. Listen, we can create rainbows artificially. With a hose
water spigot. Yep. Get a water spigot and let the sun reflect on it, and you will see you can make a little rainbow. But they say the rainbow always gives up the nature of what is prism, like what is it? It always shows the shape of what is it.
Yeah.
So if you saying we're looking at a rainbow and we look at the top, it got a high arc, and we look at the bottom and it has a low arc, and then we look down like Sanchez showing and we see a 360. Like the circles we had, isn't that telling the nature of our realm? That's literally telling us the nature of our realm. Just like a sundog. I can recreate all this stuff with my, like sometimes I get when I want to recreate a star,
All I gotta do is get a bottle of water and have it in a certain way and reflect a flashlight off the wall. It will behave just like a star, the same exact way. And if I do it in the sunlight, it had the colors to it. So it's like I can recreate what I'm saying on a micro scale. And then when they talk about planetary gravitation and general relativity and it's locked in orbit, all this comparable stuff, they can't recreate it. They never recreate it.
Let's
देखने
check
पर
this
बिल्कुल
out.
ऐसा दिखाई देता है।
Oh, okay, this is crazy. Okay, he in a different language. Look, my bad. Y'all got it. He ain't saying
Where
nothing.
the screen share at though, Sanchez?
Oh, to pull up my aunt.
Yeah.
My aunt goddess. Here she go.
And you just gotta really look at how she's shaped over the earth, and
yeah,
if that don't tell you that's a rainbow, I don't know what to say to y'all then.
Yeah, I mean, what she's doing, I agree with you, because what my aunt doing is this right here. She is this. Like, she's showing you this here, which is a rainbow. Like, the ethers are like, we're in a rain. We live in a rainbow. When they say we're in Saturn or the Van Allen belts, we're in a big-ass rainbow system.
And that's showing 180
I know
degrees.
you about to break it down now.
That's 180 degrees right there, right? And if I stand on the opposite side of her and do the same thing with my head touching her head,
it's gonna
make a full circle.
There you go.
Y'all gonna make 180 plus 180 is 360.
Y'all got it, and it's gonna look just like this right here, bro.
Exactly.
It's gonna look just like this, bro. And that's, people ain't decoding these things the right way, man. Real talk.
Right.
As above, so below.
That's literally what my eye is doing.
Yeah, that'll be fire, Sanchez, if you get another my eye and turn it upside down and have them headed face and make the whole.
You're gonna see the magnetic field if you do that.
They're gonna be looking like they playing
180 degrees.
They call it Twister. That's what it's gonna look like. Like they playing Twister or something like that. If he reflected the other way, that's what it's gonna look like.
No, all he gotta do is put her head.
I'm gonna make one. Hey, thank you, D. Allen Warren. Much love, bro. Thank you. I'm finna, cause yeah, man, it's gonna make the Grail, the fucking Taurus field and all that, bro. That's what it's gonna do.
That's fire right there. That'll be fire.
Hold on, man. I'm on my laptop. I'm trying to find my phone.
I can see it perfectly too.
Is it like a certain goal that you was trying to reach tonight, bro, Sanchez?
I'm about to send something too.
We ain't reach it. But it's
no,
all
I'm just
good.
saying, like, what is it?
It's 10 folks giving $10, but you know,
Did
we get close?
You ain't gotta say nothing else.
We reached it yesterday. We might not reach it.
My bad, because I was about to say nigga, but say less.
We said, oh yes, hey man, I appreciate the love, man. Real talk. Let me drop a bomb and put a donation. Real, I appreciate y'all, because y'all, you know, it's hard times out here, man, and I appreciate.
I ain't even gonna lie, Sanchez. Can I give you some flowers right quick?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I'm a humbly accept.
I done met Young Pharaoh. I done met Seti. Seti from my city. The only person I didn't meet was Tariq Nasheed. But I can tell you, he is a real motherfucker. But he do have some little sketchy shit because he was in one of Diddy videos and stuff. So I don't know if he 100 or not. But you been 100, man. You been 100 real. Everything. I was trying to find out, because I'm one of them kind of motherfuckers. I'm not just about to take everything face value. I'm about to study and research. So I do all that stuff. I done read the Bible 15,000 times. I can show you all fucking 181,000 contradictions in the damn Bible and do all that shit. I really want to fucking have a whole podcast where me and you, we just talk. I don't know if it's going to be a debate or not, but I want to do that shit. But the way you break the shit down and the stuff that you be saying and proving it with facts, and I go research the shit, and I'm like, damn, this nigga Sanchez is fucking right. I'm like, man, this nigga the realest
I
nigga on
just said
YouTube.
that. I just said that.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm
everyone
with
let
it.
you. Everyone let you flip
I'm
her
with
head.
it. All you
I
gotta
just
do
said
is
that,
let
man.
me know, like you said. I'm there.
Hey, everyone
Already.
let
I'm
you
there.
flip her, and then like about to make a Star David if you put another piece on that. But anyway, you ain't flip her head. Flip their heads to where the circle meeting so they can make a circle.
I don't
Look
know
at
what
that.
you saying there.
You talking to me?
Where the two
Yeah,
heads
you
come
said
together.
flip it.
Listen, you see how you got that the one on the top, right? Put the one on
Yeah.
the bottom on top of that. Just pull it like you're going straight up.
Make their hands touch each other.
No,
Yep.
their head touch each other with both of the poles, and they'll.
Same thing.
I want to see if it complete the circle
Oh,
or the
I get
egg. It's gonna be like a
Oh,
circle or
well,
egg.
actually, see,
you.
what's going on here is they just showing us the center of the torus. It's this right here. See, if you draw a circle around both of these ma'ats, you'll see like how
Yep,
this is an hourglass in the middle of
exactly.
the torus, you know.
That's what I saw too. It says both of them. You could do it that way and get the hourglass, or you
Yeah,
could put the one at the bottom on the top, and they'll make a close the circle. You see what I'm saying?
because
I
I'm
was just
still.
I was
Hey,
seeing if it could.
Brandon Prater, thank you for the donation. Salutes back to you, my brother. Appreciate the love. And yeah, man, appreciate the love from Hit League and to my people in Detroit, man. I appreciate the love. Hell yeah.
No, look it up though. I promise you. Look up Tariq Nasheed, where he from. You're gonna see it's gonna say Detroit, and I don't. You said you ain't know he was from Detroit.
Yeah,
That's
I
where he
thought
was
he was
born at.
from Bama and moved to Cali, but nah.
Nah,
I just
born
wanted
in
to add
Detroit.
something real quick. I don't mean to cut y'all off, man. This is regarding what you said earlier about FBA, man, and what you had said about your feelings toward FBA and how they somewhat changing. You're gonna be FBA because you naturally FBA. We're gonna be FBA for life. But as far as the topics that FBA be on, I do feel like with you being an FBA, man, you representing FBA. I do feel like you bring a broader side to most of what FBA talks about. This channel is more for like you bring growth. It's like something that I can really contemplate on and think about and actually try to become better. I go to those other FBA channels and it's all not liking Africans and Haitians and Puerto Ricans and all this extra stuff, and it's just it sounds like the white man backwards. So what I've been hearing my whole life from the white man, so I kind of appreciate your take on things, and I also appreciate your growth when it comes to being able to actually hold FBA accountable without being called a tether.
Most definitely, bro. I appreciate that love. And I can actually agree with you. I see it, man. I don't go on a lot of FBA channels. It's like I'm for delineation and all that. But my thing be, we're not really questioning because the whole
Designers.
the ethnogenesis thing, man, like I don't agree with Tariq with that for one thing. But the other thing is like, man, we can't lie. FBA may not be as grassroots as we think. That's my whole fucking I'm paranoid. Yeah.
Can I add something to that real quick, and I'm gonna let you have it.
No, you got it. You got it.
Okay, so as far as because and I don't think FBA is actually being realistic when it comes to what's going on with the global economy. I don't think that FBA realizes that it's a transition happening. It is not just everything is not just about FBA and what's happening in America. America really ain't shit. America is losing all its power and is no longer going to be America. Doesn't mean it's going to be destroyed and we're going to get nuked or anything. It just means the value of the dollar is declining and we're not going to be the same juggernaut powerhouse. We are only now because of the weapons that we have. But as far as financially, the money's going to the global south. And I think FBA needs to start doing more research and realizing that the money is going to the global south and the global south is being reconstructed. And while we're making enemies that are foreign, we're aiming at the wrong target when these people should be, these people should be allies and not our enemies.
No disrespect, Jamal, but one more time, brother Sanchez, what's your
your
cash app?
You good?
And
It's
no disrespect.
No, you good, bro.
It's Bro Sanchez TV.
Okay. Bro Sanchez TV. I'm sorry, man.
Hey,
No,
I
you
just
good,
shot
man.
you
Money matter.
$20 on Cash App. So if anyone,
Thank you, Chris.
you know, if any of y'all are considering donating,
It's
donate to
like
Sanchez. He gives out so much information that we can't get anywhere else.
I just
Man, I
want to make sure
appreciate
I'm
y'all
sending
for
it
that,
to the
for
right
real.
one, man. It's one
Where,
where it got
where
your
we at?
face.
Because I'm about to
Got
push
one
up
with
right
like
now.
another.
Boy, you didn't kind of change my
Oh,
life, bro,
you know what?
Sanchez. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You got me you got me reevaluating there. I almost thought about converting to Islam before I spoke to you. That's how I
Shit,
heard
don't
you,
do
because
that.
Christianity is so bad. I almost thought about converting to Islam, but then when I hear how you depict the stories of religion and what religion really has done, that's what the truth is. That's what we all know, how divisive religion is, man. And a lot of it could be metaphorical, man. You can't prove most of it. So it could
Yeah,
be metaphorical.
it is metaphorical. Yeah.
That's right. You know what I
Yeah, you
mean?
just opened my mind up to some new ways of thinking,
If
man.
it's
I
not a
appreciate it.
black
And it made
person
me a
to
better
tell me,
person, I feel. And not hold on to as so much guilt being being a normal human being, you know?
Yeah, man.
and this is an open panel, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Brother Sanchez. Like, so no questions is unbound or
Yeah.
anything, right?
Yep. We all questions is permitted tonight.
You
Okay.
let
All
your ass
topics.
have it
But
though.
I do got
I
You
got
got,
one.
you
I've
got
been
some flat.
holding
You ain't
for
got
a
no
minute.
flat Earth? No globe Earth? You a globe
Can I
Earther?
who me?
let me ask
Yeah.
a question real quick?
I'm still waiting on some globe earthers to join, man. But
So
if they
It's
nobody a
hard
do,
to
globe
get
Earther on the
them.
panel
Well,
right
I
now?
think I am a
All right.
global earther. I don't know.
I'm
I
not
might
a
be a
I'm
global
not a
earther.
globe. I'm
But I
not a
think we in the
globe.
dome.
Hold on, bro.
Sorry about
What you
that.
say?
I'm not a
Uh,
globe earther.
Oh, okay.
That's why I went. But I will say this to Sanchez, even though he came in here and claiming he's a globe earther and he claimed from Detroit. I ain't never seen that nigga no goddamn where.
Who you said this now?
The
now
nigga
you talking
Rob.
about Rob Notches.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
always come.
you ain't gonna see nobody. You ain't gonna see nobody
I
like
be
that.
sitting up like, nigga, you ain't from Detroit, nigga. I know all the fucking 3 white people that's in Detroit.
Oh
Only
man,
Man,
time
you
I
he
can
see
look at
said
white
Rob and
three.
tell ain't nothing city about Rob. He don't even be
they
nowhere
not in
downtown.
here like that. They
What's
not.
good,
But that
Sister
tent shit,
Katrina?
that tent shit that he be saying, yeah, I stay in the tent. He not doing that in Detroit. The police, we got too many wild dogs running up here. This shit almost look like the South where my people at in the Mississippi and shit.
What's
It's
going on,
so
brother
many goddamn
Sanchez?
dogs. He cannot be out
Mr.
here
Xavier,
anyway.
salutes and much respect and love.
Bro
Salute,
Sanchez,
salute. I wanted to
when I
add
just
something with
when I
Jamal
just
when he
typed
get a
your name
chance.
in, it showed like 3 pages, but I need to know which one is yours.
Oh yeah, cause you got people. I see what you're saying. So I'm the
Yeah.
one with. In fact, I'm about to just put mine in the chat right here on the Zoom, just so you'll
Write
know.
that shit
But
down.
but my shit is my face is looking dead at you with the same avatar that's on my Zoom call here. Somebody might be trying to use that one too. These folks, hell man, god damn,
That's crazy. Somebody trying to steal your likeness.
that's crazy, man. Cash App need to do something about that shit, man. You know how YouTube give you a little check by your shit? They ought to do that on Cash App. This the real
Yeah,
motherfucking.
cause do that on Facebook and all that shit. Like this one thing, I don't know anybody that's not from up north, but I'm from up north. So I'm from Detroit. We say what up though, you know what I mean, all that kind of shit. We talk way different from Bro Sanchez. But one thing we
Detroit
gonna
sound like
do
Texas.
before we send somebody some shit on Cash App, nigga, we about to check and make sure we send it to the right person. Then when I send it, I'm gonna be like, Bro Sanchez, did you get it? Not because I want recognition. I just want to make sure I'm sending it to the fucking right person.
We all do
That's
that.
it.
Everybody do that, man.
No. The
And
reason why
I
I'm
hate to
saying that,
sound like a coon, but most of the time when it's a soccer account on Cash App, it's a black person trying to eat off another nigga, man. Like, and
I
I hate
know
to sound like a coon, but goddamn, bro, we gotta do better. You know?
We do.
but
Don't
I
let
know
FBA hear
Bro
you say
Sanchez,
that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I came here from Twitter because I saw you post. I haven't seen you in a while. I don't know if the notifications is blocking you, probably like normal. But I just saw you on Twitter. I'm like, about time. We've been away for a while, and I don't know if this is a new YouTube, but I was following your old one. So I just subscribed right now. So I'm glad you're back. It's good to see a lot of OG flat earthers. I'm a flat earther myself. So I was just kind of waiting for a lull in the conversation. I didn't know it was an open panel. I'm trying to
Yeah.
wait for the gap. But I just want to say two things, less than 30 seconds, and I'm gonna slide back out. But the conversation, I'm not gonna take it back way back, but the conversation you said about ego, I'm so glad you said it because I think the enemy is using that. And I'm glad you brought it back to etymology because that's what I do on Twitter. I try to find a definition to words because a lot of people are just talking past each other and not understanding that words have meaning. And when you corrupt the meaning of words, you corrupt the meaning of communication, and we're really corrupting our inner souls. But the ego, if you get rid of it completely, that's atheist determinism, right? You just a cog in the wheel. You just molecules. You might as well be running water or a rock. If
Yeah.
you're a cog in the wheel, you're easily controlled. So I'm really glad you're not just repeating mantras because a lot of people just repeating just to repeat, and
I
you think
love
to
this show,
yourself,
bro, and I love you, bro,
Hell yeah.
Sanchez. I love you,
yeah,
bro,
Man, I
Sanchez. You
love y'all too. Y'all
always,
don't know,
I'm trying
man.
to tell you, man.
Tell
You
you, bro.
always,
Like,
always something new that you can learn dealing with you, Sanchez. And man, that's just, it's refreshing, man. It's refreshing, dog. I love your channel,
you
man.
and you know what, that whole something new where it seemed like a rabbit hole we going down that's fun, it's good deep dive is because, man, real talk, syncretism, like, it's so many different symbols and religions on the earth, and you realize these are old world expressions that's talking about the same truth concept. There's only one divine truth. That's the promise of life after death or the resurrection of consciousness. Hey, let me give a shout out to Dreezy Dre, Awakening Mind. I'm about to play the link. He said a great Yakub would like to join the panel. Check out my new trailer, bro Sanchez. Oh,
I saw it in the.
no, you ain't. No, you ain't finna make me have to roast bayonets again for this Yakub thing, bro. No, we ain't, bro. Nah, man. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this on my main channel. For sure.
Hey,
I don't even want to watch it right now. Oh,
did you get that, Sanchez?
let me go and check, man. Let me go.
Just read the message what I sent to you though. Just say it ain't nothing too big.
It says God teach, right?
Yeah.
Got you. Hey, appreciate the love, my brother. Real
Teach,
talk, bro.
but let me ask you one question that I'm pretty sure everybody should have been asked you, but it's on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
What made you change your mind from globe Earth to flat Earth?
Now, everyone, you probably heard this before, but this straight up the truth, no lie. I was debunking people on my channel. You can go to my channel and see the history I'm telling you. I was like,
I'm
the
following
dude.
all three, yo, bro. Sanchez
Yeah.
TV, and Sanchez
And
Music. We make the beats and all that shit.
TV
I
is the
follow all
one.
that.
Okay, man, appreciate that. Yeah. But the Bro Sanchez TV, the one I'm talking about, and you can go to the part like I was dealing with, like, I was actually roasting the people about urine therapy. I hadn't made a video on that in a minute, but I was kind of blowing up doing comedy, roasting like urine treatment and all that stuff, being silly, but it was like being informative. But the next thing I was gonna do was flat Earth, man, and I they was on my radar. And then I'm thorough. So I don't want to just roast. I want to have a part of the video where I'm debunking you too. That was like my thing. But that morphed into me just being funny and debunking people. Like when you see me debating and I'm beating and teaching, having fun, being humorous and all that, that was always been my little thing. But the whole thing was, that's what I was going to do to flat earthers. Embarrass them. And I realized, wait a minute, I just can't find no cracks in this shit. It was frustrating because what I had to realize is I might be wrong about these folks. And the most shit I watch, the less content I was making. I kind of stopped making content a minute. I was changing who I was. I was like, damn, like I was having an awakening, like, wow, the fucking earth flat. This is fucking crazy. Like the joke, I was putting the jokes aside, like, wait a fucking minute now. The earth flat? And it kind of made me get serious a little bit more. And then I started like being on the flat earther side, and I kind of blew up from there. Like the joking kind of went toward them now versus
Right.
just, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's actually a beautiful explanation, because I was a so-called Christian back in the day. And I don't know if anybody know what an armor bearer is, but that's like one of the right-hand mans to the pastor. Right? So I'm doing all of this stuff. And I'm sitting here, I'm watching them do all these things. Now, I'm not trying to turn it to no church thing, because we already know what's going on in the church. But it wasn't nothing that they was saying that was knowledgeable to get us further ahead. Only thing I kept hearing was prosperity, or what you like to call like pork chop priesters. Like they telling you what you want to hear, but it ain't gonna get you nowhere. But they say just enough so you can reach in your wallet and your purse to give you the fucking money. And excuse me, I don't know if you allow cussing on your channel today, because I don't know. But anyway, but that's what they be doing. And I kept going anyway, because I wanted to know what is the knowledge behind this whole book. And after watching you and knowing everything that I heard from the pastor, all this stuff, man, it's a whole bunch of garbage out here. The fact that anybody even talking about the Bible right now is crazy. And they really believe that this stuff actually happened. And it is one thing that I do want to ask you too about the Bible. Because the last time I read it, which is probably like 2 days ago, but it say, let man and woman be created in my image. So it couldn't have been Eve when he said that. Who the fuck was that other girl? Or woman or whatever, whoever it was. I mean, I know who it is, but why they don't ever talk about her?
They call what you referencing here is something.
Lilith.
Yeah. And look, like in theology, they will go into how there's two creations. And the reason for that is, remember now, the in the beginning that we're reading with Adam and Eve is that new in the beginning I was telling you about. When people was writing that in the beginning, they were saying this is the beginning of the earth, day one with man and woman. But people was already here with pyramids and everything. That's a false beginning. That's why it's two beginnings in Genesis, because the people who originally wrote the Bible, they're in the beginning that you referencing right there. That's before Eve creation. It wasn't even talking about the creation of man and woman on a real level. It was talking about the left and right brain, the creation of duality, or the creation of yin and yang, sun and moon, the cosmic split. It wasn't talking about day one, man being created in the garden. It was showing you how our universe in duality was created on a cosmic level. So no one was listening to, in other words, this original story with Lilith, no one took that literally. Everyone knew that man and woman was their way of saying how the yin and yang was created. But when the church came, they took the yin yang symbol, right? And they turned the little serpent that's in the middle of the yin yang into a serpent on a tree. And they made the two sides of the yin yang, one man, one woman. And they made us take this shit literally. And people will say, well, life started with Adam and Eve. No, the universe started with duality, masculine, feminine, negative, positive. But see, when the church came, when the Romans took over, the literal interpretation hid that, and the literal interpretation created a literal in the beginning. And no one, we always ask, who was around to record this if it was the beginning of the creation? paper wasn't around yet, right? So that's what I was saying about like that beginning is the beginning of the literal interpretation of this Adam and Eve yin yang story. But before that, people always was on earth. They just didn't literally interpret it. So the moment humans started literally interpreting this, we created a new historical timeline, and we went up under the power of the Vatican and the church, and we was thrusted away, uprooted from our ancestral roots by way of shifting historical timelines. Because when people believe in the Bible, they don't identify with their ancestral roots. They identify with Jacob, Moses. They start putting their lineage, aligning it with Adam and all them. And they have been told that their ancestors were pagans who weren't worshiping the right God. So there's a kidnapping, spiritual kidnap will uproot us from our original identity and self and give us this pseudo identity of a Christian, you know.
So with all that, what you just said, and just hear me out when I say this, am I wrong to assume that God and the devil is the same thing?
It depends on the context, because if a person looking at the Bible literally, yeah, they are the same thing. And if a person is just looking at the Bible from a Gnostic perspective, the way it's supposed to be looked at, what we calling God and the devil is just the good and bad in every person.
Right. That's kind of what I was asking you, because first of all, there ain't no such thing as God and the devil. It's really just how you perceive life and what actions you take on the choices that you get. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm not sure about that part, man. That's hard for me to agree with Joe.
What
no, you got to really think about what I'm asking though. Like,
what you don't agree with?
Even go ahead. My bad. I mute it.
No, I was asking him what he didn't agree with you.
I do believe that there's an entity out there that is so tormenting, that there's an entity out there that you can put so much negative energy into that it does go against what God is or what God is supposed to be. And I think that would still be the same phrase as Satan. That may not be like this red demon person, but there is an opposing force that is stopping the process of our true spiritual growth. And I believe it. I believe it actually. I believe it comes in the physical as well.
I kind of just asked him what is God both of those, which I know it is, but I just wanted him to say it. But the same question that you just asked, bro Sanchez, why don't you think the opposite approach too?
What do you mean?
Here go the thing, Jamal. What about this though? Because you saying there gotta be an entity out there that's the opposition. Well, hold on, check this out, right? You say it ain't a red dragon. I'm agreeing with you. Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying God is knowledge, the devil is ignorance. So I don't think it's an entity per se. I think it's a condition, a state of being. So in that sense, there is not no external thing opposing you. It's you in your own way. The more you open your mind and ask questions, you free yourself.
I believe that. Okay, that's true too. I do, but I also believe it comes to a moral aspect too. I believe that well, I know for sure that. Oh, so I mean, okay, I got a question. So, how do y'all feel about what they say about celebrities and these hierarchies actually selling it, having soul contracts and selling their souls to Satan?
So the thing about the thing about selling your soul to Satan, it ain't like you said there's a red dragon with a little box waiting to put your soul in it and you snatch your soul out and give it to them. Selling your soul to these people just mean you knowing the truth. Like, let's say me, Sanchez, y'all know I know the truth. And knowing all this, I go and get a job with these folks just because they had a big check. That's selling your soul when you can get up every day and live a lie. You know better, but won't do better. People like that can't even really enjoy the wealth they got for real, for real. It's the people in ignorance who can enjoy their wealth better. Like if I was to get rich for selling out, knowing the truth as Sanchez, I'll have a lot of money, but I won't really be able to enjoy it just like a little young dummy who really don't know better. Cause I
Cause
know
you
I'm, you know what I'm saying?
slave.
I agree with
You
that.
have to be
I
a
agree with
slave.
that on
Yo,
a my bad.
he gonna have to be a slave to whatever he sold his soul to. So if he
Exactly.
creating YouTube contracts or all that kind of stuff or content, he's gonna have to stick to that. So it's not gonna be like, yeah, I can do all this and then let me take my family down there. That's what they do. That's what basketball players go through.
Well,
You
no.
gotta,
I mean, as
you
far
gotta.
as afterlife. I mean, as far as afterlife, there's an afterlife that we
No,
have to deal with the
who can speak
consequences.
for afterlife when nobody here on the panel been to the afterlife? Like that's kind of
Well,
like
I've seen the other side, if that's what you want to say, because it being if whatever you think the afterlife is, right? Because I think the afterlife is just us shifting to a parallel reality. You can do that now for real.
But what if you can't? Okay, so you don't believe that something can control your soul to where you're unable to shift to that this extra
Yes,
realm?
ignorance, because check this out. Can't
You know
nobody
what?
come up to you and just condemn your soul. You got to hand it over, like you
You got
said.
to give
You
it
got
away.
to sell your
That's
soul,
facts.
because
You
why?
have to give. Yeah.
And listen, because the devil is a trickster. So that means I can be the devil. I can convince someone to be a slave to me for the rest of their life and do my will and not do what's best for them. That's a form of the same shit the music industry doing, all that. So that's why I'm saying like the devil ain't one particular entity. It's like
A legion.
basically, well, if you want to look at like AI transhumanism or the hive mind as the devil, for sure there's something here that ain't human that don't want us to make it out of here and hope you stay ignorant. But I was saying that shit don't got no power that we don't give it. People give this thing power by believing in what they told since a baby and never question it. That thing can't stop us from questioning it. If you say it can stop us from questioning it, you win, man. There's something out there that can condemn you and it ain't no way out. But if
and
any
you
day
gotta
It's
you
prove
true.
the shit out of that shit.
It's true.
Cause
Okay, so I can't prove it, but I do want to let y'all know that that it's a personal experience that I actually go through with these beings, with these creatures, man, and they're human beings. A lot of them are human beings who
is it
actually
beings or thoughts?
no. These are human
what
beings.
they look like,
These are real life human beings.
and they so why do you just call them humans instead of these beings? What's so
Because it's
different about them?
because
It's thought.
once they make the contract, once they sell their soul and make this contract, it's this
Sellouts?
it's no. It's basically they just condemned the Lord and decided to join this like this little cult shit or whatever the
What
fuck it is.
beings do you know personally that you can say that did that?
Man,
I can tell you one
I
from my
know
city.
I know a lot. I know a lot. I know a lot actually. And I'm not lying. I'm not fabricating anything. It's just something this is my testimony for something I really go through, something I was introduced
I ain't
to.
said the name yet though.
Because it's a bunch of people with different. It's a bunch of different names.
I said name once that we should all
You
know.
wouldn't know. I mean, there's a lot of celebrities
I can
that do it.
say one biggest one from my city. He was
What
the
did
mayor
what
of
did
my city.
what
His
did
name
they
was
commit?
Kwame Kilpatrick. Anybody from Detroit that's listening, check the chat room when I just said that, bro Sanchez. That's what he did.
These creatures take over their body, and then there's this as an entity that can control it. It can control the human at any time, and it, like has these people trapped. And they can actually control their bodies like at any time
I do
when they
think that
deem.
I'm with you, just like they live. I think that when you get to a certain level, they can Kanye West you, put the chip in you. Now you part of the hive mind, and I think it's levels. I think there are regular humans that's like us. They sell out and get the bag, but they don't get the chip yet. But I think that the way that the enemy got it set up is that like the ultimate goal is for you to get the chip, because I think that the people who get the chip reach the highest level of wealth in the world, but with that becomes you fully merging with the AI, with the fucking beast. So I do think that is levels to this shit, and that is people with the
Oh,
chip,
it's
people
most
without.
definitely.
Yeah.
I don't even know how
There's
much y'all
creatures out
say
there, bro.
with
Just want
the
y'all to know that.
Illuminati and all that kind of stuff, but
Making me think about that movie.
especially if you black. especially if you black. Once you get past $5 million, y'all can look it up. Once y'all get past $5 million, they got you. They gonna start coming at you, shooting deals, doing all that. That's why all the super rich black people that got money, they can't do nothing for the community. They can't go give back. They can't do this. They can't do that. They cannot do anything. Even the stuff that Shaq did, where he built fucking what he said, like 30 schools or whatever. If you go look at all those schools that Shaq built, why it ain't in Shaq's name? Because they got in control of his money. And if he built a school, why they teaching their curriculum instead of what Shaq trying to talk about?
I heard.
That's what they be doing.
I
They do
heard
this
a
shit
lot
all the
of.
fucking time.
I heard a lot of these athletes say when you go in the league, they give you all this money, but you don't really control it because they give you like a Yeah, you
Man,
heard
y'all should
these
look up that
rumors.
nigga.
I don't know if
Yeah,
that's true
I
though.
did.
But
But it's literally a guy, especially on Tubi. I know y'all ever seen somebody named like Murder Pain and Sino that's all over Tubi? All them Detroit movies that's on there. But he got his little brother in there, and they did a little movie where he went and played with Kobe Bryant. He read number 5. He played with Kobe Bryant and was Kobe. He was the number 1 prospect in Detroit. Got drafted, went to the league, and did everything. Where he at right now? When I talked to him, because I went to school to him, he like, man, they was trying to get me to do all this gay shit.
It is political. Oh, damn, I know that. I know it is political.
No, but they was trying to do this gay thing, and we gonna make you seem like the hottest motherfucker ever.
Oh, y'all
well,
seen him?
I mean, you remember they had Grandma Mom with Larry Johnson. You had the White House with Dennis Rodman. They had a couple of folks go. Maybe there's some truth to that because we may think, well, the whole
LeBron James.
feminizing the man is only in like Hollywood and stuff, but yeah, it's in sports maybe too, huh? Yeah, LeBron too.
It's in the sports.
Look how they
music.
dress.
Like I said, my name, don't it say Hit League KT?
The first one to really go AWOL was Chappelle.
And I've been all over the radio.
Chappelle sold out too.
Nah, he didn't sell out. He walked away from a big ass contract.
And that's he basically went like, he thought. See, AWOL is when he went to Africa because he said they was trying to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That is not Chappelle. That's the clone. This new fat Chappelle.
We don't know who that Chappelle is. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know who that nigga.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry for cussing, but I don't know who that Chappelle is. Because that nigga was tall and skinny like me. This nigga came back like Van Diesel.
So are there spirits? That's what I'm saying. Do these clones have souls or spirits?
He said he went through some stuff, but I know what y'all gonna say, right? They all say that,
You gotta think about it though, Sanchez. What did he go through? Exercises? Because this nigga came back.
They always hit you with the depression. I wasn't eating, and it was kind of they have their little stuff. I was going through some.
As you age, you kind of change.
It's demonic. It's satanic.
Because remember, Jamie Foxx had a similar, like when he came back with lighter skin and shit.
Jamie Foxx.
I ain't gonna let y'all say that.
Now, Jim.
That
Jim
Jamie
Carrey?
Foxx thing was a whole total different thing from what
Jamie Foxx a clone.
Jamie Foxx. Dave Chappelle came back looking the same, but this nigga was bigger. This nigga had
he puffed up, yeah.
Yeah,
so did Martin. Martin got fat too.
He did.
They all do. Look, Jim Carrey recently. That's all them clones.
I think we do reach a point in our life as men where we all puff up. I think, like in your fucking.
That's true too.
But your face not gonna change like that.
Yeah, that.
Well, when I was
drink enough alcohol, you gonna puff up.
Which one of y'all said the Jim Carrey thing? Because
I
know for a fact. And Jim Carrey, whether y'all want to believe it or not, he was already talking about the Illuminati doing this, doing that, and all that kind of stuff. Then he come out looking like that.
He a major part of that shit.
Y'all gotta really think about what the fuck did he win an award from? What movie did he put out? What did he do?
To show his clone.
You see how now you see what I'm talking about? Like that sound dumb as hell. I'm sorry, man. This how
I'm
we
telling you,
talk up here
it's
in
a really
Detroit.
I
it's
think
some man. There's some demonic shit out here,
now,
man.
me personally, niggas that puff up, I give them a little bit more leeway than niggas that get skinny all of a sudden, like Gucci Mane type shit. Now that's crazy, cause if you Gucci
That still ain't
Mane
Gucci Man either.
he went
That
from
ain't
fat
Gucci.
to fucking like
Diesel.
yeah, man.
Y'all heard about Rihanna?
It was a lot heavier
But
in there.
see, I don't
Meanwhile,
know though. You know, I can't.
I'm trying to tell
Maybe
you.
niggas. Maybe it can be Marlon. And Marlon got. Maybe they going through some shit they don't want regular humans to know about how to transform your physical body too. I don't know.
No, I'm telling
That's
it's cologne.
Who y'all been
It's
talking about, Jim
cologne, and it's
Carrey?
also these demons. These
All of
demons
them.
that take over the bodies. The demon. Once you make this contract, this demon takes over your body and lives inside these celebrities. That's why they eat
Right.
human. That's why they sucking dick and all this extra shit. You know, they're not. It's
So
not
just like
human. It's them trying to get body fluids and shit like that. They think that shit's normal. Like
Bro, that's crazy.
just like Gucci though. Just like
My bad.
Gucci, though.
He said,
Look, just
"Damn,
like Gucci,
that's
though,
crazy."
When he was on the Breakfast Club, please tell me y'all saw that Breakfast Club video when Gucci Man was on there with his wife. Did y'all see that?
I ain't
Yeah,
see
what
it.
about it? Did they say how his wife treated him like she a handler? What you talking about?
Yeah. Like it's like damn near he couldn't even really say nothing, and unless
I'm gonna say
gave
some
the order to.
Yeah, it might be his handler, but here go the thing, man. These celebrities be changing drastically in a little bit of time. And it brings up all these conspiracies about clones, about this or that. And I'm open to all that stuff. I ain't gonna put it off the table with what I know. This world crazy, man. But yeah, I don't know who
at all time,
yeah.
man.
Man, I got some shit I can show you, bro, Sanchez. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Look, Sanchez, I'm not even trying to be funny, but this kind of shit that's going on, and I'm not even saying that everybody knock on wood when I say this shit, but if you happen to go to jail and you gonna get on that bitch, you gonna be like, Globe Power. That's what the fuck they gonna have you saying. Globe Power, they gonna change your ass. Like, hey, y'all, I was wrong about the flat earth.
When last time
Man,
you
I
must
had
have just
time
came
to
from
think
jail?
in jail and all that shit.
People like,
You know how that shit go?
let me read something to you from Jeffrey Holly. Shout out Jeffrey Holly. He said, clones are for sheep. It's only a distraction to keep you from waking up of the fallen angels living amongst us. Clones are a psyop. Watch this, right? We're saying the same thing, though, Jeffrey, because check this out, right? I've looked into the whole concept of fallen angels. First of all, they're not fallen angels. We are, because they can't even ascend up there to even fall down in the first place. They can't leave here. So we're the fallen angels. This is their home. This ain't our home. We're not the earthlings. They are. So
Sanchez, do me a favor. Look on your own time, but look up this movie called Extinction. Just look up this movie called Extinction.
Only thing I was telling him, like, the people in power are able to come back to the earth multiple lifetimes because they cheated death in the past.
You watch that movie Extinction, you gonna see exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm just trying to cook with him, no, get a people or some nice little exchange. Watch this, right? So look to my brother Jeffrey, right? When you talk about clones are for sheep, people who are explaining fallen angels are literally saying this is the same person coming back, meaning these people are cloning themselves. So you want to use the word fallen angel because it sounds deep, but really if you want to use it, you should apply it to yourself, because only the people who come from heaven, meaning heaven sent, when you say someone is heaven sent, you giving them a compliment. You calling them fallen angels, you're saying that they're heaven sent. I got news for you. We're heaven sent, not them. They're hell bound.
They're demons.
Right.
That's facts. That's real facts, Sanchez. That's why, man, that's why I fucks with you, though. You always bring another perspective, man. And I appreciate that.
Say that again, Sanchez. You said we haven't sent they what?
Right. Fallen angels. Listen, fallen angels are sent from heaven, like Keisha Cole says, sent from heaven. And we're saying that these evil motherfuckers come from heaven. How that sound? Shouldn't they come from hell?
Man, God.
That's true. Jules, write that
How
down,
about
man. Right
how
now,
about
we
you
gotta
give
write
him?
that
How about you
down.
give him? Listen, how about you give him the Mario concept, the Mario and Bowser as the adversary of the game? He probably understand it more if you tell him that one. You hear me?
No, I forgot what I said about I be smoking, man.
You was like when you
That's
playing
funny.
a video game, you Mario, you controlling the character. But Bowser is in the game and he's
Right.
made to do. He gonna
That
always
that one.
kidnap the princess. He just doing what he programmed to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's like the
And,
people down here. They like, they doing what they programmed to do. They're a part of the game. They're the adversary in the game, so they doing what, you know what I'm saying?
What they
So
have
we
to
just
do.
inside the game. We don't live inside the game.
but it's just that it's this whole movement on Facebook, for example, right? Tyler, the guy that fed his flat earth, he have used the hashtag fallen angel to say all these celebrities are like fallen angels, and he's literally what has happened is the fallen angels has took our position. They given all the titles that was represent us, they're giving it to themselves and giving us the other titles. Like they traded places with us. And we're falling into it because the titles of the gods, they've demonized it like, ooh, a fallen angel, right? You know why they call these people fallen angels? Because they said that the devil was a fallen angel. But when these are people that's looking at the story of Satan falling, literally. So they're thinking that this is an evil spirit that fell to the earth to deceive humans, when literally us humans are the ones that fell here, and our body is our evil version that we must rise above. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Like a lot of people want to be deep, but spooky isn't deep, and the archons have trained us to spooky mysticism shit. Like that ain't really enlightenment. That's the false enlightenment.
Thanks.
Now, think about the question that I asked you, because you kind of just answer it for the people that's listening. When I asked you, is God and the devil the same thing? You just kind of just said it, but you get what I'm trying to say now? Like when I say is God and the devil the same thing? I mean, far as the Bible go.
But again, though, but you know, is yin and yang the same thing? They're polar. They're inversions of each other, like man and woman.
Right. They don't exist unless the opposite is not there. That's what I'm trying to get.
Well,
people
basically,
to see.
you saying you can't have one without the other. Is I think what you saying. Yeah.
That's what I don't believe, though. That's what I don't believe, because I
That's
feel like
not
that
true.
gives them.
You
I feel like
can't
that
take.
gives
Supposed to
you.
know
Okay,
that. You ain't
Jamal,
supposed to
let
believe
me
it.
ask you this one question.
That's
Show
just
me
a law
one
of the
thing.
universe.
You supposed to know
duality.
that.
Show me one thing out of God or religion that's just pure good.
Sunshine.
That's what I
I
thought.
can name so much
I
shit, but
mean, everything is good. Everything
it's
is
always
just
a person.
It's
everything is
not no.
pure
It
It's
still
good.
might
not
be
I
no.
something
can.
bad too. It's the
No,
same thing.
you ain't listen to
Everything
the
is pure
question.
good.
I
I don't
said,
understand the question
name
because
me
it's a.
one thing. You said you don't believe that shit. That means that you think that like God or good is separate and then devil is bad, like it's separate. Show me
Yes.
one thing that's pure good. One thing that's in the universe outside of religion, though. Listen to the question. Outside of religion, that's pure good. You can't tell me. It's no such thing.
Hey, yo, can y'all hear me?
Even can I say this one thing, Jamal? Just
Yeah,
so
we
you
can hear
know,
you.
like I said, I read the Bible. Did you know that everybody that got killed in the Bible was because of God? And then
Yeah.
the 10 people that the devil killed, it was only because of God permission.
Yeah. So
And if
listen,
he's supposed to be good,
I
nigga,
think
Now I
we
feel like we
all
talk
agree
about the
with you.
Avengers and the
Yeah,
X-Men and
I
all that
think
now.
we all agree with you on the fact that the Bible is full of crap. The God of the Bible is, if you take it literally, it's laughable. But now
no,
here's the thing.
what I was asking him, I was literally asking one thing. I stated, outside of religion, show me one thing that is good.
I mean,
I
so
don't.
what
I
do you
don't.
mean by that? Do you mean like a living organism, or
Okay.
I mean,
Creation.
Okay.
yeah,
So
everything is
Creation.
good. What are you talking about? Everything is good. A newborn
Relax,
yeah,
child
relax,
is.
I
relax,
think it's a
relax.
I'm trying to answer the
crazy
question.
question for real. You know,
I'm
me
trying to answer the
personally.
question. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
So
vague,
so
it's a
It's a
vague
it's
super
question.
good
vague.
question
Yeah, it's super
because
vague.
anything that's too good like that is gonna have a negative effect because it's an imbalance. That's why you couldn't answer the question when I first asked you.
No, but I couldn't
No,
answer
you
the
can't
question
answer the
because
the
question
I
because
got
you're
you.
not
question,
asking no question that make no sense. That's
yeah,
what
the
Exactly.
happened.
question is really kind of
You ain't
loaded for
making no
real.
sense asking the question because first
It's
of all,
vague.
hold on, time
People are
out. We
responding.
talking about hold on. We talking about the polar opposites like night day, good bad, and he's saying it like if something so good that it's go something bad, like he's looking at it trying to make it different. But we not talking about the word. We talking about the action and the polarity of what's happening. As soon as up was created, down was created. As soon as night was
Okay,
created, day was
maybe I could
created.
change the
As soon as
question.
the sun was
Sorry, can I
created, the moon was
interrupt?
Maybe
I
I could
created.
think
change
Bro
the.
Sanchez hit it the nail
Maybe
on
I
That's
the
could
just
change the
coffin.
simple.
question.
He said yin
Maybe.
and yang, and if you think about it, Jesus is 5 letters, Satan is 5 letters, and that's basically the math equation of duality. So I think you guys are all correct. My question to Brother Sanchez, big fan too, by the way.
Salute, says he.
So, so if hell
My
in
bad,
Greek is
bro.
Helios, which Helios
You
is the
good, hit
sun,
Lee?
we all could agree that Earth is hell and heaven. Do you think if hell doesn't exist based off that notion, would Jeffrey Epstein go to hell or would he
So
be in heaven? Based
we've been
upon
we
Earth,
we've
would he be
we
in heaven?
so we've been told hell is a place beneath the earth where people burn, but
Right.
actually the people among we see the worst creatures right here on earth because it's proof we are in hell. You know what I'm saying? So we're in a place where the worst of souls start are trying to work out their inner darkness. And because we are babies too, we're in the appropriate place because we're basically in a place where chaos can be expressed safely. You say, okay, every last one of us is like an explosion of energy. And if you're a bomb that have to blow up, Big Bang type shit, they saying the earth is a place where we can release all this chaotic energy safely and not blow up what they call heaven. So that's why the earth is constantly destroyed and rebuilt because the souls here, what we're doing is destroying and rebuilding ourselves. And as within, so without, the earth is doing it too. So what happened, souls can free themselves from this cycle of death and life, rebirth and all that, and rise up to higher levels where you live but don't die. You know what I'm saying? Because death is so, when they say, well, life is short and then death is so, well, the higher up we rise, time slow down. It's possible to experience one day for eternity if you slow time down like that. So if you think about what I'm saying, people say if you start traveling at a high speed right now, time will slow down for you because you will be able to accomplish amount of stuff in 10 years in 1 minute if you can move that fast. So you'll be moving zap zap like the Flash. A year won't be a year to you. A year would be like a decade to a person like that because time is based upon how our limitations of speed too. So and how fast you can move within time. So time is basically subjective because if you can speed up, then you can cheat time. You can basically live out 4 lifetimes in the time it take to live out one if you were able to have a drug to where you don't need to sleep for 8 hours, you can move faster, you can do, people will have so much time and be able to do so much they would want to end their life. Like shit, ain't nothing else to do because you'll be moving so fast you'll be able to go around the world 100 times in 1 year. Like you'll do so much shit it'll be boring now. So I'm just showing you we looking at time wrong. We're not like we can. Time ain't just one static thing, is what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the higher up we go, time don't behave the same. It slows down. And so you reach a point where time is so slow. We're living out our best life forever. So the Hindu, when I was asking y'all earlier, what is it like to leave the simulation and go to heaven? The simulation ain't nothing but a version of Earth that exists in a computer. But the goal is, if you are in a Earth right now that exists as a digital program in a computer, it's not physical, right? It's just a program in a computer. Guess what? Then the computer and the outside world outside of this computer is the real physical world. We're in a program called Earth, which is based upon the Earth that exists outside this computer we in. And so check this out. We haven't experienced physicality yet. And the reason I'm telling y'all that is, inside of this computer, you can be in this computer for one day, but on simulation time, they can make that be 10 ages. You can be in here for fucking 100 decades, just like I can play a video game, and in my video game, I can play 3 NBA seasons in a week. But in real life, that's like fucking years of my life. You see, the simulated time ain't the same. So we think we in here for so long, but when we finally get out to the highest level, we was only gone for a few minutes, man. But that was a couple of lifetimes here. So that's what I'm saying about the higher we go up, that's why time is slowing down, because we're going back to real time, not simulated time. So in real time in heaven, we're living out our best life, and it's taking forever for a day to pass. You know, when they say time fly when you having fun, it's just the opposite in the highest heaven. You having fun and time going so slow it's lasting for eternity.
Bro Sanchez, I have a
Life
question.
is but a dream, baby.
Would time be this, like, is time the force of gravity? Like, does gravity age
What's
things?
that?
Well, I'm talking about what mainstream science says.
Okay.
You talking about the theory of relativity? I know what you're talking
Like, the
about.
idea of time is basically gravity.
I got you. When you said that what they teach, I'm feeling. I see what you said.
Yeah. I know you're a flat earther. Me, I don't. I mean, I kind of at the point where I need to go out of space because everybody's saying something on both sides. I
Well,
mean,
peep game, right? If I say
Hey, hey,
if I say Willy Wonka land exists, do I need to go there to prove it? How can I go to Willy Wonka land to prove it? You see what the problem here? If Willy Wonka land don't exist, I would never prove it don't exist by saying let me go there to prove it. You see the problem there?
well, I mean, you could say the same thing for extraterrestrials because
Right.
anecdotally, there's people that have
I'm
experienced,
with you.
contact, and then also being able to provide
So
technological evidence
well,
in
look,
a
Here we go.
form
hey,
of
Here we
like
go.
writings.
hey,
listen
bro.
for a second.
Yeah,
It's safe to say if you're comparing space to extraterrestrials, we're putting it in the realm of conspiracy theory.
for sure.
That long as we
Hey,
know that,
bro.
then we on the same page, because the people who giving us space will attack other people who challenge it as the conspiracy theorists, which is the problem.
The same thing he just said. If you putting space and aliens in the same category, that means, do we think Santa Claus is real too?
No,
What
no.
It's in
Hey,
the it's in
hey,
the
bro.
Space
space.
is the
It's
Hey,
water.
what I'm
hey,
saying
it
Sanchez.
is,
it, it
Let me
is in
say
that
something.
same. If you really
Hey, let me say
think
something
about
real
what you're
quick,
saying,
fellas.
I want to answer mathematics. I don't want to leave him hanging real quick. Let me answer him. Santa Claus ain't
Yeah,
real, but they gave us Santa Claus because they wanted to get us used to the concepts that they rule us with now. And I'll be brief so the brother can take over. See, when you believed in Santa Claus, every other child reinforced the belief because it was a bunch of y'all. And it was like the majority rule. So when they gave you space, just like Santa Claus, it's like I can't prove Santa Claus exists, but them toys under the tree, I can't prove space real, but the sun moving through something. So they training your mind with Santa Claus to get you ready for like what they about to do with you with space. I can go deeper than this, but somebody want the mic. Let them grab
Yeah,
the floor real quick.
I
Hey,
want it with
Think
the
it's
space and all that stuff. So we already know what Santa Claus is, right? Don't he come down chimneys?
cool.
According to how he built up, that's what he do. He come down chimneys. What about niggas that's living in apartments?
With the bottom.
well,
And
look,
if a kid, if a
check
kid,
this out.
you
Look,
got
check
you
this
got
out.
Right.
understand what I'm
They ain't
saying?
got
Check
no
this out, fellas.
chimneys,
Hey,
right?
fellas.
If a kid
Hey,
reach
fellas.
above,
You
Check
right.
this out, y'all. Check this out real quick. Check this out, y'all. Everything was set for us to make theories about things. So that's why we always had all these discussions. But I just want to go back to the cloning thing.
I disagree.
You know, they put us into fear and make us make up all these theories and be conspiracy theorists and everything. But what I really think about that the cloning thing is I think with these celebrities they have lookalikes. So as far as them cloning, because if you think about them cloning an individual,
You giving a
it
theory
it
right now, brother, and ain't nothing wrong with it.
yeah
I just wanted you to know that.
yeah, I'm giving the theory too. Also, that's what I'm saying. But a lot of our theories be going so
It ain't
to
no
the
such
outside
thing. Let me tell
world.
you something real quick, bro.
You know what I'm
Ain't no
saying?
such thing as a crazy theory. They're all just theories. You know, it's just a theory.
Right.
So you put
True
them
indeed.
all
True
in it.
indeed.
they literally got a thing called the theory
You
of
just letting you
But
know.
gravity, which is fake
but
as hell.
what I'm saying is if they were cloning people, um, that I
That's
don't know what it would take for them to do that. But what
that's
I'm
not
saying
theory.
is it would be easier to have a lookalike. That's all I'm kind of trying to say.
Okay, I'm gonna say this real quick, bro. I'm not putting off the fact that they got lookalikes. I think all this can be true. I think Trump can possibly clone himself multiple times and live out multiple lifetimes, and while he living, have lookalikes to handle places and be places he can't be at. I think you can be right, and the clone people can be right. I'm just an open-minded brother, just to tell you the truth. Think they
Yeah,
can
that's
be
why I
doing
say
all that.
stay open, stay open. I'm open to the cloning thing too, but I look at damn, it'd be easy for them to have lookalikes too, and if they do got all this conspiracies going on, having a lookalike will be a little easier because a clone may not come out right. You know, I don't know.
Well, I think that
It's
you
called a
you
double, man. They got
Well,
uh,
let
people
me
that look
ask
like
y'all
them and use them as
this:
a
hold on a
double.
based
second. Hold
upon
on,
based
hold on, hold
upon
on one
how they
second.
said we
Because
were created
hold
by
on
the
one
God.
second. I think that he missing the point where why even people say they making clones. They saying they making clones to cheat death. They saying they making lookalikes to be in different places at one time. So they wouldn't replace one with the other. They will use both of them for what they use for when it's time, in my opinion. But go ahead, Hezzy.
What I was asking is, do you think that based upon our human like phenotype, like how we are right now, would be a clone of the creators?
I
Because if
think
they
that your
created us and
body, yeah, just to answer you, I think your body is a reflection of your soul, or what we would call a clone of your soul. I think everyone's body is like a reflection that's being projected by a higher version of them, which in essence, your body would literally be a clone to your soul, if you want to look at this that way, technically.
And I also
interesting,
would
interesting.
I would
Because
add
the
this.
reason I say that is a clone can't exist if Sanchez don't give them it, like the Bible say, I'm making man in my image, right? And this clone owe its very existence to me. It didn't come through a mother. My body owe its very existence to my soul. My mother wouldn't have nothing to give birth to if my soul didn't predate my body. Just let it sink in. Go ahead to the next brother.
No, I wanted to add in on one
That's why I
thing
asked
about
if a clone had a soul or a spirit. That's what my bad.
It doesn't. I got to shut down
but
here in a second. Go ahead.
a clone though, like you wouldn't even be here if you ain't feel like you had a soul or anything right now. A clone ain't, well, clones still do have like some kind of essence from what it's cloned from, if that makes sense. So I mean, it still got some kind of something. I don't know what to call it. But I think y'all get what I'm trying to say.
Like personalities?
Yeah, but personality still come from the soul.
Right.
But you
So think
can't.
about this, right? A clone will ask questions about itself the same way that the body asks questions about its other immortal side. Like the part of it, the same thing a clone would say, man, why I am who I am. Who am I? This knowledge of self. That's like what we doing in our body to try to tap into the energy of our own soul. The clone would be tapping into the person that donated its likeness to create the clone, and the clone would be at a problem where the clone would say, okay, I'm the spin image of Sanchez, but I want to be my own self now. I look like Sanchez, I act like Sanchez, but now that I know I'm a clone, who am I really? And I want to break my script. I want to break, even though I'm a clone of Sanchez, now I want to be my own mother. I don't want to talk like Sanchez. And that's what I think kind of like something we don't think about either. You know what I'm saying?
No, Sanchez, the way you just broke that down, how we don't even know we are clones and we on your page right now.
Yeah, like I can be a clone of, I can be clone number 581,000 right now. But you get what I'm saying? Right now, I can be clone number 10,000, clone number 500,000. You don't know.
You know what? This is one of the best things that you can tell a clone from a human, unless somebody gonna say something stupid on your panel. But the best thing that we not clones is memories.
But a clone have its memories that
he ain't never seen Westworld. He can't say that.
That's
not a good one.
Hold on, let me say this real quick.
They gave him the memories.
Hold on, man. Listen,
the reason why I
a clone, real quick, bro. The clone will have memories. I'm not gonna cause I'm gonna show receipts, man. Nah. Because it's been people who receive organs from somebody and they start getting the memories from that person. Y'all ain't never heard of that?
Yep.
So our memories is stored in our tissue. If the clone gets your DNA, it's gonna have memories it don't even understand. The clone gonna say, why the fuck am I remembering a dog barking right here? And the owner will be like, oh, that was when I was, young. And you see what I'm saying? The clone will actually get the memories. I know we've been taught all wrong about clones. It's sci-fi movies, man. Listen, our memory is in our tissue. That's something we're finding out, y'all. You can pass memories through organ transplants.
The reason why I brought memories up is because it's the feelings, like every little single thing. Like you can do the same thing with your girl, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. You can hug your girl. Is that the same kind of hug you get from your grandma? It's not the same.
What?
When you see it's not the same. When you
I
hug
agree,
your
but
I
girl,
wouldn't even. Why would you compare? You know they ain't the same. But you know the level of both loves can be though.
The reason why I'm saying that is because it's all, you gotta listen first before you start talking.
You got it. Go ahead.
When you hug your girl, it's not the same as hugging your mom or grandma. I don't give a fuck who it is.
What's the point with this? Help me out. Go ahead.
My point is, you're gonna remember how I feel when you hug your girl or your daughter.
How does this tie into the clone thing? You're saying that the clone ain't gonna feel the same authentically, right? Got you.
They not gonna feel it. They gonna act like, I gotta do it because that's what I was programmed. But do they feel it? You gonna know.
Ain't nobody negating that.
Even with your homeboy.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what the white boy said about Dave Chappelle.
And that's why people say, well, a clone don't have a soul, because the soul is the part of us that feels like
it's almost like, it's kind of like the same thing when you know your homeboy about to be on some bullshit. When you shake his hand, you get that love and shit. But when he on some bullshit, he gonna shake your hand and you gonna be like, oh, this nigga about to be on some shit. Like literally think what I'm talking about. It's literally that. It's that.
But I would say that the clone don't necessarily gotta be an evil person or a shiesty person. It's just a false represent. What I'm saying, like comparing it to the homeboy on some bad stuff. I'm walking with you. I'm just trying to see, like, I'm
That's
just
why
saying that. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
my fault, G.
You got it.
That's why I was just saying about the lookalikes, because when you do the knowledge to it, all these people are actors. You know, actors have to play a role. You know, once you can build a person up and get the personality out of, you know, these are actors, man. It ain't necessarily got to be a clone. I can go with the clone concept, but I look into the other. I try to look at everything at every angle that's possible. So that's why I say it could be somebody that a real human being, a real person that just looks exactly like this person or similar, like the Jim Carrey clone or whatever. It don't look nothing like him. He close, but
Hey,
it don't look like him.
hey, y'all.
But
I
It don't
gotta
you
though.
know,
shut down. I gotta shut
Well,
my. I apologize, but yeah, y'all can close up.
no, go ahead, Sanchez. Shut down. And I appreciate you too, by the way. And sorry, panel that was on here, listen to me ranting, doing all that kind of shit.
No, it
But
was a good bill, man. It was
yeah,
fire.
no
good bill,
disrespect
good
though.
bill,
And
yeah,
where
good.
Jamal at?
I'm right
Cause
here.
he
I'm
said,
right here. I'm
Salute
right
to
"Hey,
here.
y'all,
bro,
boy.
shout out to you, bro. It wasn't no disrespect or nothing, and you should
I
link
ain't
up
take
with
it
me
that way.
too."
I ain't take it that way. I
I
ain't take it that
think
way at all.
it's always still sharp and still, man, and it was fire. And
Thanks.
I
salutes
just
to
wanted
all
to
of
make
y'all
sure
brothers.
you
Yeah.
think I was.
Hey, bro,
Well,
when the next debate? You got another one coming up anytime?
Hey,
I'm looking for
Sanchez,
my next opponent. I'm trying to mix it up.
please do not debate no goddamn more.
Nah, I'm gonna give him a
No more.
break a minute, man, because I'm
Damn,
not.
they
Please
ban
don't.
on.
It's just not a like. I need a real
It's not even
worthy
fair.
opponent.
I'm telling you who you can debate.
Who you think a
Nigga
worthy
that
opponent for you, Sanchez?
Bro, I
the
need to
best
go
debate
ahead and
that
get
everybody
Professor
been waiting
Dave
on.
now, man. It's
I
time
was
for
about to say
Professor Dave now.
Professor Day. I was gonna say that. Get
And you
him,
already
man.
know who the best great debate
People
could be
smoke
right
him.
now.
To no debate.
I
You
got to
and
get the
Zeddy.
big people.
It
I would
See,
gotta
love
be
to
you
hear.
and
I've
Zeddy.
already, but see, I've addressed said it. I never debated him. What I like about Pharaoh though, Pharaoh ain't scared of shit now. That nigga, as soon as the flat Earth shit was popping, he hit
That's
me
not
up, and
even
that nigga,
the same
huh?
young Pharaoh.
Yeah, I
That's a
fucks
whole
with.
Hey,
nother person.
But see, Pharaoh think I porn bombed him. I ain't gonna be able to convince him I didn't, cause the way that it played off. But so I ain't tripping. I probably would think he did it to me if it popped off like that, because he don't know that. See, if you flat power, you know that we was getting porn bomb leading up to that anyway, and that I wouldn't porn bomb myself. But see, they don't know nothing about that whole stuff. But the whole
Have you ever
thing
thought
is,
about have you
go
ever
ahead.
thought about debating Shaka Amos?
Well, man,
oh
I've
no,
called all these people out, and
he's no
I
good.
just, but you got to think about it. I've defeated Jabari Osazi. I've defeated, the big guy. Like I've debated Tazariak. I've debated, like, so yeah,
I think
they're in the
Shaka better
same.
than Jabari
Brother
ass.
Sanchez, I
Jabari
got one more question before I head out of here.
nigga just wear the clothes and
Uh,
shit.
to help me get a better grasp on your understanding. Um, you going back to conspiracy, what would it take for you for a conspiracy to be proven true?
Um,
Such as flat earth too. That's
listen,
what
the thing is
Yeah.
this right here. Some things you can prove, some you can't. And the things we can't, I think the nature wanted it to be that way. But also the things we can prove, they won't stay a conspiracy. They'll become a fact, like 2 + 2 being 4. So for something to be a fact to me, it just need to be proven. Just like in a court of law, it ain't no big magic trick. Just prove it. I'm the type person that
Well,
say,
what do you
look,
think about Trump trying to release files on UAPs and UFOs?
it make me definitely think that that shit's fake now, because it make me
Uh,
think if it was real, they wouldn't. You think I think these liars gonna tell me the truth? So the moment the government starts saying, "Oh, UAPs are real," okay, now I know they fake. Now I know they fake. Right?
well,
That's my
do you think
opinion on
do
it.
you think there's a connection to Trump all of a sudden creating a space force. And then if we go back even more years during, World War II, where they had the Graffiti Convention, supposedly there was a alien meeting
Sanchez,
with Eisenhower because we
before
dropped the
you
atomic bomb, and the atomic
before you
bomb
even ask
basically
that question,
sent out
Hold
energy
on.
in the universe where it started attracting more of UAPs and
Sanchez, before you
UFOs.
even ask
That's true, man.
answer that question,
Uh,
Well, that's a
why
theory, but I mean, it's an
well,
interesting one. But
China
I
has
don't, I
evidence.
don't.
There's evidence from all countries.
Well,
That's
you
true.
Like
can
then
call it
why
I
would he just
evidence.
They started destroying.
Hey, y'all talking over me and the brother Hezzy. That's kind of messed up, He said he just wanted to holler at me about this, but hold on a second. So, Hezzy, what you call evidence, I call propaganda, hearsay. Ain't no evidence for UAPs. All of the UAP activity we see is around military bases, which means we're testing our own technology. So when they say, well, we released an explosion and it made all the UAPs come, y'all looking at it wrong. When we're studying our explosive power, we use drones too. We send unidentified flying objects into hurricanes, into tornadoes, shit they ain't telling you we got. So yeah, it makes sense to me from a military perspective that if we're doing explosions and now all of a sudden surrounding the explosions are unidentified objects in the sky, yeah, these are high-tech drones that's using to detect whatever experiment we doing from the explosion. That's how my mind think. Right? When I see these aliens only showing up over military bases, I say, okay, these ain't motherfucking outer world people. This is advanced technology the government hiding with a UFO conspiracy. Because if I got to test out advanced aircraft in front of everybody, you can't hide what's in the sky, then you need a cover story. But the average citizen don't think this deep because the average people don't join the military either. This is covert
okay,
thinking.
Sanchez, what you just said, this is the reason why I told you, watch that movie. It's called Extinction. When you say what you just said, you gonna see everything just played out that came out of your mouth. I swear to God, you gonna be looking like,
You know
damn,
I
what?
bro.
got
I'm
you.
gonna say
I'm gonna
this. I'm
watch
gonna
it.
say this, and I'm gonna let you go. Now that I think about it, what you just now said made me think about how it's second nature to people, right? Every time they say it's a nuclear something, they say the aliens come to shut it off because they're the only one that can stop it. So that's why we seeing the unidentified objects. Every time it's a nuclear something happen,
Yeah.
the unidentified aircrafts come up. So they try to make people be like, oh yeah, they know what it is, but
Mm-hmm.
it's exactly how you said it instead of how they putting it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Hey,
Yeah.
all.
hey,
When they
hey,
start talking
bro.
about everything, hold on. When they start talking about all of this alien stuff, it's a distraction.
Cover
What they're
story.
doing is taking your
Right.
money. Your just like the space program itself has been the longest running embezzlement program, one of the most successful
Hey, Mark.
embezzlement programs in the history of America.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's like they
Ponzi
pretended to go
scheme.
to the moon once, and they've been collecting billions every year.
Wasting all our tax money, man.
Yeah.
Wait, but bro,
So
Ponzi
Sanchez,
scheme.
what about
Yeah.
the Vermont, the
money is
flying cities? I remember you talked about it before, possibly on a video.
Yeah,
Uh,
Vimanas is ancient technology that the government is reverse engineering and
right. Where do
calling
you
the
think they got that
UAPs.
from, though? Where do you think they got that from? There has
I'm
to be
trying to
a
tell you,
creator. Yeah, go ahead. Go
bro.
ahead. Go ahead.
The ancient people were very advanced and they don't want us to know that. So there's a lot of high-tech technology that we're using today that come from Egypt and Babylon. They even got images in India of people talking on cell phones carved in the wall. And if you show that to people, they'll laugh at you because we will ignore what's carved in the wall because the history books don't say that. Even though the stones are saying, why the fuck is this person got this little block up to their ear and their mouth like that on this old carving? It don't make sense. What are they doing here? You see what I'm saying? You got stuff like this, and they'll just tell you you're misinterpreting. It's just art and whatever. But people are
Well,
opening up
how
their
come
mind.
all
So go ahead.
they got
What's it?
my bad. I want to walk with you real quick. How come most civilizations and their cultures illustrate that these divine technologies are coming from a higher source of intelligence or
There's not what.
humanoid
No
or
one is doing that. No one is saying that, man. That's what the enemy is saying. The enemy is saying ancient aliens built the pyramids. But guess what? Why would aliens build the pyramids and carve humans in them? See, the truth is they don't want us to know how great our ancestors was. And anytime our ancestors do something great, they got to say it's a miracle, a magic trick, a ancient alien, or some damn god, because your ancestors too dumb to just be a smart person. Because if they do something smart, it ain't divine intervention. You know how slow you are is if you do some damn that's smart and intelligent, someone say it must be God because that nigga dumb as hell. That's an insult. Why would I accept that insult?
right.
Think about what you just
Exactly.
said, Sanchez. When you do something
Dumbing down of a
stupid,
nation.
don't they say that you shrink, you get
Greetings,
smaller and
Sanchez.
smaller? Because there's no way in hell that, man, I just told.
I gotta close down though, y'all. But
Go
I
ahead, man.
appreciate
My
the
bad.
bill,
I
man.
appreciate you,
Shit.
brother Sanchez, for
I
bro.
talking
look
with me, man.
forward to the next one for real. This was fire though. I can't even lie.
Hey,
Appreciate y'all.
bro,
We out, man.
I got one more thing to say, bro.
Good.
Hey, you gotta look
Yo,
out for my
listen.
fault. Look out for the TFE. If you can get Witsit, Gets It, or Jaren on your show, do that, man.
I got you. I'm gonna be
Hi,
looking out to
Sanchez.
do that for y'all. Shout
No
out to
doubt.
Rabbit Man. Sorry I gotta get out of
Well,
here, but I'll be live again.
every
I'll
time
see
I say
y'all
One
get
more
on
out
the
of
time,
here,
next one,
bro.
man. Much
Sanchez.
love. Appreciate the love and